us doing that shit, and we did. Just own up, man. Let me smoke.
We need a mod break for to run it up and record it.
Mafia is followers. That's usually what a group is. A group, especially a mafia, have a head boss, and then everybody else fall in line and do what follow. Thank y'all for the gifts, because these people do not know the meaning of motherfucking simple ass 4-5 letter words. God damn.
When Trina rebirthed Mafia, I'm sorry, Bella, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, can we please run up the likes to about 200,000? I just want to protect the page. Again, I want to make this clear that we have no dog in the fight. We're breaking the case down. This is not an attack on anyone, any parties, any platforms. We're just getting down to the bottom of it. Poozy, she says she was an eyewitness to the things that was said and done. There are some jurors that might have witnessed things that were said and done as well, okay? So.
I don't know if y'all can hear me, but one thing about it, the word mafia don't have follower nowhere in the definition.
And that's what I was finna speak on. When matter of fact, the day that we went over to, I think his name was Tyree. The day that we went over to Tyree page, if not the next day, that's when me and Trina was on the platform, and I was like, y'all motherfuckers is crucial. Y'all like some diamond knights. And Trina was like, nah, Poozy, this the motherfucking mafia. And I remember that day so fucking vividly, because that was the day that I really, really got along with Trina. And I was like, hell yeah, bitch, we mafia in this motherfucker. But then a few months later, I talked to this lady named Auntie and Uncle Arthur, and they said that originally they had called themselves the mafia, but when Diamond only had 2 or 3 people, but because new mafia came in like us and we was ready to regulate, they kind of pulled themselves off from being attached to what was called mafia. So mafia has been through some stages, but the nut of it, the gist of it, is that mafia forms to protect Diamond.
Okay,
To support Diamond.
you had something to say?
Okay, let me interject real quick. Hi, Bella. So Poozy is absolutely right. This is Angel. Hey, Poozy.
Hey, oh, I'm so glad you're here.
This is Angel. This is the name that everybody's been throwing around. And what I would like to ask, what I would like to ask Bella is an opportunity for me to speak uninterrupted. I'm not about shouting, cussing people out. I'm a very mild-mannered person, and I want to get clarity because my name has been brought up, and I think I should have the opportunity to speak. So, Bella, I'm asking you, will you give me the floor for a minute? I'm not going to be long-winded, but I want to bring context. I want to bring, see, this is what I'm not going to do. Okay, Bella, this is your platform. Will you give me a chance?
Okay, so Angel, would you like to introduce yourself and
yes,
as to why you are here in the court today?
Okay, so let me just bring some context to what's going on. 2 years ago, I was a part of Diamond's platform where I would come up in the boxes. I had an interaction with another creator on the app. We had a argument. That argument spilled over and it got back to, so me and this other creator tried to work things out. When we came to a meeting of the minds, we left it at, okay, we're going to be able to coexist in one space and move forward. So when that happened, immediately after that live, Diamond opened up her live and said, what the fuck is all this going on? Angel, this and that, this and that. And she brought strife between me and this other person that made amends. So at that point, when I was trying to talk to Diamond and say, hey, Diamond, why are you kicking this off again? Me and her just made amends. Why would you bring attention right back to it? Mama C hopped in the live. Chastity hopped in the live. And when I saw that I was being bombarded, I said, you know what? I'm out of here. And I never returned. I deactivated my account on her website. I never returned. It's been 2 years. I never returned to her platform. In the meantime, I was thrown through the streets. People were, because the other creator kept my name alive for 6, 8, 9 months. I'm talking about back to back, putting up pictures in the backdrop, this, that, and the other. Still, I stayed to myself. Now, immediately after that live, I would say about maybe 2 weeks after, maybe about a good week and a half after that, I got a message in my inbox from Jazz. I don't know if you all remember who Jazaria was, but it was Jazz. And she said, "Hey, Angel, do you want to come over and talk about what's been happening to you?" And I said, "Okay, yeah, I'll come over and see what's going on." When I went over to that live, that's where I met Nitra, She Pressure, which is Medina. And there was a whole host of other people. I think Poozie was over there too. Correct me if I'm wrong, Poozie. I think Poozie was over there too. And there was a
Yeah, we
whole
all met
lot.
over there.
Yeah, you're right, Poozie, because I met you over there. There was a whole panel and a whole live regarding what did Diamond do to you? What did the Mafia do to you? I never knew Nitra before. Nitra came from Diamond's live. She Pressure came from Diamond's live. They had their own issues with Mafia and they had their own issues with Diamond. So when I went to
Hold
Jazz's live,
on. Wait a minute. I want to make sure I'm clear while I'm writing these notes. You said that Nietzsche and She Pressure had a problem with Diamond back then too?
yes. So I'm going to give you
That's how we
context.
formed our coalition, the bully.
Yes, wait a minute. Hold on,
Hold on.
Poozie.
Hold on.
I'm going to give y'all all the context. Nitra and She Pressure.
Not alive, so
Nitra and She Pressure. So nobody's going to tell my story better than me. Okay, Trina? So you'll have your opportunity to say whatever you're going to say, but I was there because it happened to me. Thank you. So Nitra had an issue with Diamond, and the thing that Nitra said on Jazz's live was that Hoover and Doc sent her a threatening and bullying message saying that she needed permission from Diamond to promote her business. Am I lying, Poozie? I don't know where Poozie
Hell
is.
no, hell no. I was out here trying to smoke, girl, because I know you got it.
Okay, thank you, Poozie. Okay, so
You good.
Nitra,
She's
I'm about to give you,
y'all.
I'm going to give you context. So Nitra came up there saying what Diamond's posse or minions or whatever you guys want to call them had did to her. And then She Pressure, which is Medina, said that they did something to her. Medina was claiming that Trina was harassing her. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But Medina went on Jazz's live and said Trina is going around. Trina is.
Then I'm gonna have to talk.
No. Wait a minute. I don't know. I don't know if. See,
don't say me.
wait a minute, Trina. Medina went on to Jazz's live and said that you were harassing her. I just
Then I'm gonna have to
see
talk.
this is
So
okay. You can
her.
talk, Trina, but don't interrupt me. I don't do this. Please come. What is this, Bella? Trina is the common denominator, and I'll get to that in a minute. So I just said whether Medina's valid accusation on Trina is accurate, I don't know, but that's what was said on Jazz's live. And then I got a chance to speak, and I told Jazz that I really didn't have an issue until Diamond kicked the bullshit off between, and I'm gonna say her name, between me and Laugh. Now, after we got off the app, I went over to my live, and Nitra and Medina followed me to my live. I never even knew these people. They came over there, a whole host of people came over to my live, and they were saying, "Hey, can we want to talk about what Diamond did to us. We want to talk about what the Mafia did to us." And I was overwhelmed. I was like, "Oh my God, where are all these people coming from?" Everybody out the woodwork. Poozie came over there. It was a whole host of people that just came over there. So I'm like, okay, hold on, calm down, you guys. We need to discuss what's going on because it just seems like a lot of people are having the same issues. Now, that's when I met Tweet. Tweet saw what happened to me between what Diamond had done when me and Laugh tried to make amends. And Tweet was like, she became like a supporter, but Tweet never was in the mess. She was more or less a supporter. So after a few days passed, Trina kept coming into my lives. I had to block her several times. They kept bombarding my lives in the comments. People were getting blocked, this, that, and the other. I said, this is out of control. This is something that I don't do. I'm a middle-aged woman, and I just, this is becoming overwhelming. So they asked me, hey, Angel, why don't you start a bullying thing? Because it's a lot of us that want to come up and say the things that we felt happened at Diamond's Live. So I started to think about it. In the midst of me thinking about it, there were videos being put up about me. And the videos that were being made, the person is no longer here. She's moved on. But they were being made by this particular person. I'm talking about video after video after video after video after video. I'm like, what is this? I already separated myself from these people. Why is this like continuously happening? So I began to rebuttal the videos that I was seeing. And that's when the Black Panther, I guess the Black Panther existed before this, but I started seeing like my rebuttals on the Black Panther. Now, fast
Found out
forward.
that was Miss Lisa. Black Panther was Miss Lisa, girl.
Are you serious?
On game.
I did not know that. See, now there was a lot of there was a lot of rumors saying this person is this person is that. I didn't really care at the point. I really wanted to separate myself. Okay, so fast forward a little bit. Me, Nitra, and Tweet began to talk on the back end. Nitra was highly upset. Doc and Hoover threatened me. They sent me this text message saying this, that, and the other. They're calling me ops, this, that, and the other. I'm talking about she wanted war. So she kept saying, Angel, why don't you go live? Why don't you go live? I said, no, I don't want to go live. If you want to go live, you can go live and talk about what happened to you. But what happened to you didn't happen to me. Even though we have something in common that happened with us, your stuff is separate. I'm not claiming nobody threatened me or did that. You're claiming that. So Nitra wanted to continue to push the narrative. So we went back to my live and I was just hanging out. I put in block words, Diamond. I put in certain block words in my live. So when people came in, it would block out and filter everything. Because at that point, I was just like, I'm just going to separate myself completely. Nitra got mad. Nitra got mad because she was like, you can say Diamond's name, but I can't. I said, Nitra, this is my live. I don't want you saying Diamond's name on my live. I'm trying to kind of just get away from this. Well, how come you can say her name and I can't? I said, I haven't been mentioning Diamond's name. So fast forward, Medina comes up and she gets into an argument with Tweet. She was displaying some erratic behavior on my live. She was real loud and boisterous and saying Trina was doing this, that to her. It was a whole blowout on my live.
Okay,
she said, Trina, hold on. As long as I can, because I haven't talked for 2 years.
How long as you can?
Because I haven't talked for 2 years. Because I haven't talked for 2 years.
Wrap it up.
Because I haven't talked for 2 years.
All right, so this is what I will say, Angel. So one moment, please. Thank you. One moment, please. Thank you. So, Angel, I'm not sure if you recall. I'm not going to lie. This feels like a blast from the past. Only because
no, I'm bringing up context, and the reason why is because Hoover kept mentioning that I was Pink Panther, and so I'm a fast forward to now. So I'm not Pink Panther. I was blamed for being Pink Panther. Apparently now this is all coming out that Tea Time was Pink Panther. Now, the reason why Hoover probably thinks that is because Nitra sent Pink Panther. At the time, Pink Panther's page was going through the FYP. And we were like, oh my God, did you all see this thing that by Pink Panther? Because it was Pink Panther and it was Black Panther. Nitra said, did you guys see Pink Panther? And I was like, yeah, I saw what's going on. It was Diamond's information on there. So Nitra sent the Pink Panther. She didn't know who it was either, but she said, "Hey, I've been being bullied by these people. Here are the text messages that I got from Hoover and Doc. They threatened me and they were bullying me." So Pink Panther put that onto her page as a video.
Bella,
I
don't this
guess
sound like her problem is with T and not Diamond? Because she got blamed for T's actions.
who?
Okay.
Like, what is the point in all this? Seriously, we done got so
Okay,
far off
no.
the
So I'm here to clear my name
Your
because
name already got cleared with
All right,
T.
so-
wait a minute, Trina. I don't owe you no explanation.
Bitch,
You can't
Exactly.
control
Your name
Exactly.
You can't control stand on
when
the
T
S's
said it
fucking
was
room.
her.
This is
That
Bella's
automatically
line.
No,
You don't
because
like it.
Hoover-
Bella's going to work.
Hoover
We know
is
that's
still
a lie.
trying
We
to
know
push
you ain't
the
going to
narrative.
work. God,
The
you funny
only
out.
reason
You
why
know
I am here,
That's all the
the only reason why
That's
I
what
am
the
here.
woman talk. Shit,
Hold
she
on.
wanted
The
to
re-
time.
You've been lying since you got up here. And T said
The
it was
only
her. So we
reason-
been clearing your name.
The
And T
only
already
reason why,
admitted it.
Trina, would you shut the fuck up, bitch?
No,
I'm
I
sick of
sure
you.
won't. You been
Shut the
talking
fuck
long
up.
enough.
You and the maggot that's been going through this app this whole time. I'm sick of you. You're not going to tell me what happened when I was there. You're not going to tell me what happened when I was there.
Then you try to blame Diamond
Shut
for
the fuck
surviving
up.
into it. The real
First
tea
of
is you
all-
was mad because you was trying to be the comedian and you wasn't from this class. That was the real tea. And that's why we was on your ass.
Bella, can you take some type of control?
That's why
Can you
got the
take
treatment
some
you got.
control, Bella?
Okay.
The
So
hell?
I was
So I'm here to clear my. I'm here.
have no job.
Your
The
name
same
been
way she
cleared.
say she was doing backgrounds.
Your name been cleared.
I want y'all to wait.
I'm here to clear my no because Hoover just brought my name up 2 days ago, and the
Okay.
reason why.
So one moment, please. Everybody's quiet now. Hear me clearly. I don't want nobody getting their pages clipped, so let's start there. Again, excuse me, if you don't mind leaving your mic muted, I am being respectful for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Be heard, and I allowed you to be heard. I do apologize for the interruption. Now, I'm not sure if you recall, but around this time last year, if I'm not mistaken, Angel, you came up and you told your story about what happened with you and Laugh. So much so that me and her ended up having issues because I simply didn't share the live to her when the conversation happened. And I didn't even know it was getting ready to transpire. Okay? I'm not looking to have a repeat of the things that happened last year to happen all over again. You coming up to let people know that you were not Pink Panther. You're coming up to make it be known that you were accused. You coming up to let people know how you were treated by that group of people back then. I promise you was not unheard, at least not by me. I want to make that very clear. And based on the things that we are seeing in the audience, they are validating your points as well. Unfortunately, they are reporting you might want to come back because you're about to lose your page, and I don't want that to happen. So I just want y'all to understand, we cannot sit here and invalidate people's experiences that they had with other people. You can understand where one person is coming from, but not the other. That's a part of the problem. Because if I was to sit here and speak to my own experiences, the first thing y'all would say is, oh, you're biased. Not, wait a minute, but Bella actually went through X, Y, and Z. Y'all wouldn't care about what was done. It's just the fact that I'm speaking to it. Oh, she's biased. Fuck what she's talking about. That's the issues. Those things right there is the reason why shit is continuing to happen. Because the things that get done to people get swept under the rug. It gets minimized, downplayed. You have to stop doing that. I don't have to speak to my experience. For those that was there to see it, no, I ain't gotta say a fucking word. Laugh before you say it. The name was mentioned. I didn't know where the conversation was going to go as far as you. I'm not trying to have a repeat of what happened last year where you're mad at me because your name got brought up unprovoked. It happened last year. I'm not going through that again this year.
Hey, yo, I appreciate you, Bella. I appreciate that.
Because the same exact shit happened last year, but
Bella,
somehow it's my fault. So I'm not going to keep.
No, Bella, listen. fuck last year, okay? Fuck last year. That shit happened. This shit just happened again, and I'm ready to go back, forth and forth. Where the hell go? Let's do this shit, man. We not finna keep on doing this shit, man. Say, it's
Regina too.
Say, I don't want to hear from nobody unless you was heard at the security booth, bitch. I don't want to hear from
OG Mafia.
Okay, so let me say this, Laugh. The
No,
reason why, and
hold
I'm not trying to get into it. No. I want you to hear the context. I mentioned that we got past our issue. The only reason why I'm here is because my name was mentioned in this live. My name was mentioned in this live, and I came up here to clear my name.
Bella,
I was already talking before I got dropped.
Did I interrupt you liars at all?
Okay, I was already talking before I got dropped.
You wasn't talking when you came up. You did not.
I was already talking. So what we're not going to do, the reason why I'm here is to...
Bella, I just came to let you know that I just finished.
And I'll just go ahead and say, I want to be fair. So, Angel, you did come up and you had the floor for a while. Her name was mentioned. Let's try to be fair and give opportunity for her to be heard too. Just how you want to be heard, her name was brought up. Laugh, before you unmute your mic, I will acknowledge that Angel said that y'all did mend fences and then it got kicked back off. Do you want to pick it up from there at least to just speak to that situation?
I want to know exactly when the fences were mended.
Oh, let me mute my mic.
Because I had thought the shit was already all right before the shit happened last year. Okay? I wasn't fucking with nobody. Definitely wasn't fucking with Angel. She came up in court and mentioned my name again, calling me a bully and all that shit, right? So again, I didn't have to be mentioned in this shit.
Wait a minute, so let's clarify, Bella. You remember last year in court, remember when you saw my name? Remember when you saw, can you drop Trina? Because Trina's the issue. We're trying to get some clarification here.
Let nobody finish.
We're trying to get some clarification, and she keeps bombarding people. What is this? This is the type of behavior that was happening 2 years ago. This was the type of behavior that was happening 2 years ago. The exact thing that Trina is doing. The exact thing that Trina is doing is what was happening to people 2 years ago. She's been the common denominator for the past 2 years. So anyway, to get back to my story, Hoover brought my name up 2 days ago.
She want to keep running her yellow ass teeth.
So Laugh can't speak uninterrupted.
Shit.
Hoover brought my name up 2 years ago, and I'm here to clear that. My name was brought up again today in this courtroom. Stop mentioning my name. That's it. That's it. That's all. I don't have nothing to do with Pink Panther. I don't have nothing to do with all of this crap.
Oh my God.
Hoover blamed me for 2 years, saying that I was Pink Panther and I had nothing to do with
So
it.
Laugh can't speak uninterrupted.
Keep interrupting
So Laugh can't speak uninterrupted. I'm just
Laugh. Nobody was talking about Laugh. Nobody was talking about Laugh. Laugh was brought up to bring context as to why I had an issue with Diamond. Nobody was talking about Laugh. Laugh was brought up to bring context as to why I had an issue with Diamond.
And I get a galaxy.
So for the record,
You want a galaxy, she just wants your gas.
people was thinking that I was putting the narrative out there about Diamond. Nitra was putting the narrative out there about Diamond.
Can Laugh speak uninterrupted.
She want to put her tongue on me and go
Nitra was putting the narrative out there about Diamond and the people from her platform threatening and sending her messages and things like that. Not
Get the
Angel.
same respect. Can Laugh get the same respect. Can Laugh get the same respect. Can Laugh get the same respect.
And I didn't have to pay.
Can
For
Laugh
it.
get the same respect?
Laugh has nothing
were
to do
having a
with
Get the
back
this.
and
same
forth.
respect.
What does Trina got to do with
Can
this?
Laugh get the same
I thought
respect?
she said she was going to work, but that's a
Can
lie.
Laugh get
Just
the
like
same
the fucking
respect?
back
The
fraud that
exact
she was
behavior.
doing.
This is the
Just
reason
like
why
that
I
Laugh get
fucking
the
left the
back
same
app for
fraud
2
respect?
years
business
because
that
I
she
didn't want to
failed
be a
at. She
part of it.
failed at
Can Laugh
everything,
get the
even
same
taking her
respect?
Me
motherfucking
being
mouth
caught up.
shut and
You
on
guys,
mute.
Can
I'm
Laugh
gonna
get
have
the
to
same
stand
Drop
up
the
for myself.
emojis in the
You
You
chat.
guys
show
are
her
not gonna
fucking
Can
nerve.
bombard
Laugh
the
Don't know how to
get
Melina.
the
control
same
shit.
respect?
Can't control
Drop
her
them
Coming to
motherfucking
page
fucking
mouth.
me.
purses in
Can't
the
control
chat.
her fucking joints.
Can Laugh get the same respect?
This has nothing to do with
Can
Laugh.
Laugh get the same respect? Since
What?
Laugh was brought up, can she
Bitch,
Laugh was
handle
brought
what?
up
it?
to bring context as to why
Oh,
I had an issue
what?
with
So
Diamond.
Bella, you allowed her to speak. Can Laugh speak?
I mean, are you all not listening? Laugh was
Got
brought up to
that
bring context
for
as to why I had an issue
I
with Diamond.
let a
Simple
nigga
as
go
that.
So
back
Laugh,
for that.
All
Now,
right, so
So Poozy, you know the truth, Poozy. Poozy was there the whole time.
so go ahead, Laugh.
I was going to
okay,
say,
So
so
go ahead, Laugh.
hold on.
so if Poozie
And
know
I'm
the
not going to
truth,
lie. In this case, I understand, Angel, that you might not be feeling what Trina had to say. Drop, I understand you might not be feeling what Trina is saying. Please don't report nobody. But respectfully, Angel, please allow Laugh to respond.
Sure,
You
go ahead. I was
thank
just letting her know I didn't bring her up out of maliciousness. I was making context as to why I had an issue with Diamond. It piggybacked off of the situation that me and Laugh had. So I had a personal issue with Diamond because of the situation of me and Laugh, and that's how I came in contact with Nitra and Medina. I hadn't met them prior to that. So that's the reason why I brought Laugh's name up. I wasn't maliciously trying to attack her, but I had to bring reference to as to why I had an issue with Diamond. That's what I wanted to say.
right. So I understood the context. I did. Laugh, you have the floor. We're going to allow you to speak. No,
now you know what, Bella? This right here ain't nothing but to piss me off, and I really can't be pissed off. She did this shit last year. If you mentioning what happened with Diamond, there was no reason to mention my name at all. You had an issue with Diamond because you had an issue with Diamond. You had an issue with me because you always had an issue with me. That's it, that's all. And it came out because everybody was fucking with you. And I didn't know that everybody was fucking with you. Had I known that they had already been talking about your houndstooth jacket and your flats and purses for a week, I wouldn't have never said nothing about you. But when you turned your camera on and showed us some shit again, and I said something, you felt like Laugh was the weakest link. And everything you felt about me came out. And shit, you thought I was just gonna lay down and take it. Nah, we started dropping your emojis in the chat. It went down because I'm ready to go back, forth and forth.
okay, so Laugh, they are saying in the audience, so you're admitting that she was being bullied.
No, she was not being bullied. At that time, let me finish. At that time, everybody was taking their old pictures and putting them behind them. And everybody was getting roasted about their old pictures. She couldn't handle the roast. Okay?
Okay,
And
so
if you
Don't
couldn't
know
handle the
how to
roast,
bully
so
you
I
should have
knew
anybody.
Laugh
stayed
for two
out of
One
months.
moment,
Listen,
I
please.
you
only knew
laughed
her for
at
two
One
months.
moment,
everybody else.
please. One moment, please. One moment,
You
please.
laughed at everybody else. So if you couldn't handle the roast, you should have stayed out of it. Cause I always get roasted, nigga. What? Everybody was roasting. Back then, that's what we did. It wasn't all this doxing and stupid shit. All we did was got on her and laughed. It
How
was
long did the
fun back
roast
then,
last?
and she couldn't handle the shit. I'm
How long
telling
did it
Don't
y'all,
speak
last?
for
Like
me.
a
Don't
everybody's
say
week?
I
fucking
couldn't handle
different.
anything. Laugh, I only knew you for 2 months. The reason why me and you got into it was because I
Angel,
wanted you to have
Angel,
boundaries. You
Angel,
weren't
wait a
allowed to
second.
play with me
Angel.
Angel
like
with
that because I wasn't
boundaries.
cool.
I don't
Okay,
listen.
listen,
I
both of
don't
you guys. All right. Okay, Angel, we're gonna let Laugh finish. We're gonna definitely let her finish. When Laugh is done, we will let you respond.
Nobody bullied her. At that time, everybody who in her who can really say what happened, know that I'm not lying. It wasn't no fucking bullying. Everybody was putting their old pictures up and getting roasted. She decided to take us through her ancient ass house, and people was roasting her for them flats and shit she was showing us. I wasn't even there the whole time. But when I came back and she was still doing it, me and her, we had a relationship to where we used to roast each other. And it was okay. So I thought. So so when it really came out, oh, she had a lot to say about me. A whole lot that I didn't even know. So yeah, it went down, nigga. We started dropping bald heads and flats and purses in the chat, nigga. It went down because you started messaging me. You told me, what the fuck did you tell me about my kids, bitch? What the inboxes? Show them the shit that you inboxed me, ho. I ain't send you nothing but hearts, bitch. You told me I shouldn't be a mother, ho. Fuck you. Drop your bald heads and your purses and your flats in the chat if you know I ain't lying, bitch. I don't bully nobody. You hoes come at me first, ho. And I show y'all what it is, bitch.
When am I gonna be able to talk? Cause I'm not gonna be too many bitches, bitch.
All right, so
Bitch, you gonna be a bitch until I finally
First of all, I never was your friend. I never knew you. We
all
never.
right, so
bitches, you
before
gonna
y'all
be
both
some
speak, so the audience understand why we are here in this moment. All right. So we are here in this moment. Angel came up, said that she was accused of being the Pink Panther page by Hoover. Also said that she was bullied by the mafia. She said that when she had a discrepancy with Laugh, her and Laugh mended fences, and I got to put the air quotes now because Laugh is saying otherwise. She said they mended fences, and then the creator went live and kicked the shit back off all over again. Now we're hearing Laugh's point of view. Laugh is saying that one, she didn't know there was an issue up until the roast happened. She's saying that Angel couldn't handle the jokes that was being done. Everybody was posting each other's pictures, but Angel took it personal. Because Angel took it personal, Angel inboxed Laugh allegedly. Inbox Laugh said some fly shit to her that wasn't considered nice, and that's when motherfuckers was on her ass and started dropping the emojis with no hair and shit like that. So in other words, Laugh is saying, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. She started it, so they finished it, is what Laugh is saying. However, Angel is saying, hey, look, I didn't think that the shit was funny. I felt like I was being bullied. The jokes that y'all was doing, posting my pictures and all that, I ain't really have a rapport with y'all like that for y'all to be playing with me like that, okay? So if both sides being heard, like, respectfully, y'all dropping, one moment please. Y'all dropping the bald head emojis in the comments right now. Y'all kind of walking into her point.
They're bullying, right?
Y'all literally walking into the point. That was what
And like she
Hollywood, and
said,
y'all are
she
doing
mentioned,
it now. Y'all are actively walking.
right.
Look, like I said at
And
first,
can I
if
say
you
something,
wasn't fair,
Bella?
you wasn't fair.
And
Hold on,
Angel
right quick.
also
Let me say this because I'm
mentioned,
finna
like,
go.
her and Laugh had squashed it, and then the other creator kind of brought it back, and now, like, she
Nah,
just
she
mentioned that
brought
in
it
her take,
back.
which I didn't take it as,
She
like,
brought it back.
No, I didn't bring it back. So this is
Bella,
what
okay, so
Asia
Bella, did
Baby.
you not,
Asia
Bella,
Baby
did you
has all
not
the
just
clips.
say that she brought it back
Asia
like
Baby
last
has
week?
all the clips,
like,
and this
yeah,
is what
that's a
Asia
form of
Baby was
bullying
I
then.
alluding
don't care
to
what y'all talking about. I
yesterday.
know what this lady
This
did
is
to
what
me.
Asia
I know
Baby
what this
was
lady
alluding
did to
to.
me.
And just for the record, I never
So yeah,
threatened you,
that's
Laugh. I
fine,
never talked
Bella.
about your kids,
I'll go get
liar.
the inboxes
You
if you
always
want
need
me to.
attention, changing the narrative. I never
I'll
talked
go get
about
the
your kids.
inboxes if you
You don't
want me
have to
to.
text. You don't have to
I'll go
text
get the
message of me
inboxes.
saying nothing. I was never
I'll
in your
get the
inbox
inboxes.
threatening you. So what the
Don't
hell are you
worry
talking
about it.
about? I
It
don't
don't
even
matter.
care about you, Laugh. Moving
That's
forward,
okay.
I came up here to
Don't
clear
worry
that
about
Hoover
it.
was putting my name all over the app that
And
I
that's
was the
exactly
Panther
what
and
I
I'm
That
just
didn't
not.
have
said.
nothing to
So
do with
listen,
me.
Simple
That
right?
as
ain't have
that. You
nothing to
always
do with
needed
me.
attention. You been
So
needing
hold on.
attention. She mentioned my name last year, Bella, in your comments. Remember when you saw her put my name in the comments and you said laugh? You did mention Angel's name in the comments. That's the reason why.
I'm gonna stop it right there because I do feel
Case,
like we're.
please.
So hold on, I'm gonna stop it right there because I need y'all to understand something. Respectfully, it's one thing to come up. It is one thing to come up and speak your piece on certain things, But respectfully, this is Tea Time and Chef's case. And it's literally being derailed into other things. It's one thing to just be clear and straight to the point. The straight to the point part of would have simply said, hey, listen, I had a situation with Laugh. I thought we mended shit, but then the creator kicked it back up. And then next thing you know, it was some back and forth there. I was also accused of being the Pink Panther page, and I'm just finding out today that it was T behind it. We gotta be short and sweet when we're doing these type of cases, and this is why shit get dragged out all day long. So I promise you, Angel, again, no dog in the fight. I just wanted you to be just straight to the point so we can stay on task. That's it.
Hi, Bella. Can I say one thing? I forget I think you missed one part that Angel said. She said that, well, Lav said this. Lav said that Angel took them on a tour of her home, showing her shoes, closet. I guess she was showing her closet, clothes, and whatever. And they took pictures of her home that I guess she was proud of. That's why she was taking them on a tour and started dragging her for it. That's the part you left out. And they said that's not bullying. They said that's not bullying.
What happened? That's not what happened.
That's what Laugh just said. I'm just repeating what Laugh said. I wasn't there. I'm listening and repeating. And there are words have etymologies too. So mafia has a don, which is the boss, and it has soldiers. So when you correct me, be sure you know what you're talking about.
If there's anybody here that supports that creator and you want to be a juror, because what I don't want to happen is that I have to drop this entire panel because it's coming off like, oh, we're just simply just going to dogpile on this one creator. If that's the direction it's going to go, respectfully, Bayless, remove the entire panel. I need the conversation.
Hey, no, not me, Bella. I'm behaving. I'm not in the dog fight.
Real quick, Bella, can I say something real? Hey, Pussy Girl.
Don't y'all see she's trying to talk? Why are y'all like she's talking?
Real
Bella,
quick,
Bella was talking. Bella was definitely talking.
Bella, let me say something real quick. Remember how
Bella was definitely
remember how I was
talking,
saying yesterday,
I
Bella,
don't understand.
that sometimes like messy talk will derail from the original point
Was
of
Bella
everything.
not talking? Am I tripping?
So the original point, right,
Was you talking,
is
Bella?
being missed right now, and I think that people were not listening to I think people were not listening to what Angel was saying, because it also aligned with what Poozy was saying. It also aligned with what Gen X has said, and it is also aligned with what T-Time was saying, that Diamond knew more than what she's letting on to be when it comes to sending people out there. That's basically what they were saying, and it's getting derailed because Girly didn't come up here and say anything wrong about Laugh. She used context. We can't keep it short and sweet, because when y'all keep it short and sweet, that's how those narratives get spun. And Trina, shut up. Just shut the fuck up, because you're always interrupting somebody, and I don't understand why. So I think that you need to probably log the fuck off and get your fucking life together, because your life is obviously not where it's supposed to be. And when you do that,
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, my bailiffs did come and get you, princess. Nothing personal. Real quick. Bailiffs, let's reset the panel, please. We need to, I want to make sure this live stays up. Yeah, I have to. Please reset the panel. I gotta reset the live. I have to keep the page protected. I need y'all to get us up to about 300,000 likes, please. Run up the likes. Let's run up the likes. Thank y'all for supporting the live. I need y'all to understand my position here. I'm a firm believer in right is right, wrong is wrong. I'm not going to discredit nobody's experience with anybody, but I'm keeping it a being with y'all. Right now, it's coming off like it's, and I'm not even trying to be funny, when Petty Rose said this, what did Diamond do? is coming off like that because it's just everything we're hearing is Diamond. Like it's all geared towards her. And that's why it's difficult for this show to be considered fair. Because people come up in the panel and they're narrowing their attention directly towards her. I'm going to ask y'all to keep the panel clear until I can finish, please. I appreciate y'all wanting to bring people up, but not right now. Please clear the panel, bailiffs. Not right now. I need y'all to come up, stick to the audio, stick to what's being heard. If there is a character witness, I do not mind you being heard. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't need this turning into like a get Diamond, bash her. This ain't that. I can't control what everybody else do in their spaces or how they treat me over there. But I'm not about to sit here and do to them what they do to me. I keep telling y'all. I don't want it being done to me, so I'm not going to do it to others. And I'm going to stand firm on that. Focus on the case. Stick to what we are listening to. At this point, I don't even want character witnesses. If it's just going to be all about her, I don't even want to hear it. And I promise you, I'm not even trying to be rude. I'm still waiting for somebody to come up and say, well, yeah, because tea time, because Chef, y'all immediately just focus the attention on Diamond. That's wrong. Because if we're going to keep it a bean here, this ain't even Diamond's case. She's not even on the docket. This is T versus Chef. So when y'all want to clip, stitch, and send something to Diamond, make sure you send that. I'm not making this about her. Is she involved because of what happened to her? Yes. But for the shit starters that like to cause the rift as to why we don't interact now, it's because of shit like this. Y'all center her, go back to her, Bella's dog piling you, and then it's a whole bunch of fuck that bitch, fuck that hoe all over again. And it ain't even me doing the shit. I'm sick of it. Don't use me to air out your grievances with her or anybody. Because I'm tired of being the one that's being blamed, disrespected, and talked down on, accused, and all this other shit. I'm tired of it. Before I see a comment that says, but didn't you want to take Diamond out too? Didn't you say when the things happened that happened? I said what I said then. Apologize for those things that were said and move the fuck on. Because we love to leave that part out of the conversation. That lady was apologized to directly in her panel. And since then, if she was spoken on, it had to do it right and wrong. Might not have liked my perspective on it, but all these takedowns and this and that, it won't be fed today. That narrative will not be fed in here, not in here. Oh, they held the live so they can go after No, we didn't. This live was not centered to go after her, take her down and all this other shit. Oh, they then contacted this one and that one to come up and say this about... The narrative stop here. Don't even try it. I done been there, done that with y'all. Now we're going to try this again. The docket is T and Chef and what was said in the audio. Blaze, keep your camera on. You look good. We appreciate seeing you. We don't get to see you often. Welcome to Accountability Court. We here every Sunday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, bailiffs. Feel free, if they would like to come up into the panel to be a juror, ask them before bringing them up. Because some of them, if you're going to come up playing respectfully, I don't want you up here. If you're coming up playing, I don't want you in the panel. I don't.
The only page I got, I promise to behave, and my right hand is in the air.
So for the hater, she said she's coming up. Who else? Let us know if you want to be a juror. But other than that, all that back and forth, all this playing and shit is literally derailing the case. And if you haven't noticed, this is why many cases do not get heard.
I want to come up to be only a juror.
Thank you. Cookie, are you here to be a juror?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't make me laugh. You know what? I needed that laugh. It was getting a little too serious. It's cool.
You look good today too, Bell Bell.
Only in accountability court, right? Okay. Tea time. I see you in here watching. Again, this ain't my fight. I ain't got no dog in the fight with none of this shit. We're just discussing it and moving on. If you was already a juror and you want to come back and we're going to stay focused on the case, let's do that. Anybody that support T, support Chef, by all means, you are welcome. Everybody who support each other's platform is welcomed here. None of this shit is personal to us. We don't give a damn for real. We're simply just discussing it. Keep y'all personal feelings of how y'all see each other. Leave it out of these cases.
Bella, I'm not going to stay up. I just wanted to say you were trying so hard not to look biased that you're looking biased, because what was happening was people came up to support what T was saying, because everybody was telling T that the mafia don't bully. Even Diamond said the mafia don't bully, the mafia don't do this, the mafia don't do that. So all of these people are saying all of their experiences with the mafia is real. So what T was saying cannot be too far-fetched, because other people have had the same exact experience. But you're saying that, oh, they're trying to get on a bully train or whatever, or a dog pile. Shit, you get dog piled by the mafia all the time. So if they can't express that, hey, this is their experience, so what T is saying may be valid, I can't roll with that, because now you sound like you're trying to be unbiased to not look biased, but you're looking biased. But I'm going to the comments. Thank you anyway, Bella. I'll see y'all next Sunday.
Bella, I think Drop is $6K in Cash Apps behind. If we cannot blame Diamond, can we blame T?
London needs this right here.
Okay.
And we was at the part of the
She needs
video
that. She doesn't have that.
where T was acknowledging.
Yeah, you got to get it.
Where T was acknowledging, she took accountability for the Pink Panther page, and you probably want to just pick up on Play Bella, so we can get back into it.
All right. So to answer the question, if they are a live host, it's $100 to drop them. Otherwise, it's $25 to drop them. I have a Cash App message that says, "Thank you, Bella. This is why I fuck with you." Another Cash App, and again, some of these is backed up, so I do apologize. It says, "Mute, you liars. Can we hear someone else?" It also said, "She should have to pay to take over the show." It also said, "The audience is tired of that story. Damn." Another one says, "She's way too long-winded. We bored now." Another one, "Do we need to know all this? Can I drop her?" Another one, Trina doing what she did to Susu, disrespectful. Another one. So she's saying T avoided the cease by being Pink Panther. Now, out of all the things that was sent, I do think that was a good question.
That's where we was at.
Oh, sorry, Cookie. They did not want to hear from you. The bailiffs had to come get you. All right. So Cookie is dropped as a juror. We do have a slot open. Heartbreaker, how may I help you?
I'm going to be a jury or juror or whatever the word is.
HBZ for Sheezy. So with Tea Time acknowledging that she made the Pink Panther page solely to do that.
Thank you. Make some noise for Sexy Red.
And that did kind of make sense. So that would be considered the breach of if there was in fact allegedly cease and desist. Somebody better say something.
Pussy, I don't think you're supposed to be saying anything right now.
Oh. Every Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we like to be out of here on time, but you niggas be doing the most.
Bella, they said, can you reset your goal?
Gift the host, gift the panel. Blaze, they say you up there looking scrumptious this morning. You
Good.
know, that's what they said. Heartbreaker say he is scrumdiddly-yumptious.
The screenshot of the people on your website and calling you out for being out. Okay, baby, you have beef with me. Wait, no, you have beef with me. No. You. Okay, so I'm gonna say this again. Maybe you had beef with me. Do you want me to finish or not? Because I never spoke ill on you out loud in front of everybody. I don't make no pages and go. You were sending Jeanette. Even Jeanette. I'm not gonna make no pages. Even Jeanette said you sent her to go record me because y'all was doing a lot of shit, which caused me to react. Y'all was coming. I never sent Jen. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. Now, T-Time, if you're gonna be honest, I need you to be honest. You was listening to what they were saying. I never sent Jen X to do anything. I don't get down like that. They said many things you sent her to do it. You know that. Did Jen X admit that you told her to do it? Then she admit that you said to send her to do some videos up of me. Did Jen X say you? And Jen was lying because Jen had mad day too. Jen was lying about a lot of shit. So just let's be honest. You wanted to believe Jen. You wanted to believe a lot of shit because you didn't care for me from the gate. Oh, it was a lot of y'all were doing. Y'all were sending mafia diamonds in my chat. Y'all was putting your website, calling me an op, all that shit. After that Roku show that I was on. But at the end of the day, when we had that meeting, you went even Nosy and the other lady told you was wrong. And that's I can't hear this echo. I can't hear. They ended up all telling you was wrong. Nosy and that lady told you was wrong. You wouldn't admit that you was wrong. That's because you manipulated them and tried to make like I was the bad guy when it came to that shit. You know what the fuck you was doing. You know what the fuck you was doing. Okay, you ain't gonna be accountable, Diamond. It's okay. You know what the fuck you was doing. No, it was you. It was you. It was you. It was you. That's why Nosy and that lady said that. And you don't got still to this day, you would still check on me and ask me am I okay? But you was behind the same page. We Because let me tell you something. Oh, my pants. I can't do this, y'all. I can't do this. That's why I have to stay away. Whoo, y'all, I got to stay away from folks. You know what? I'm gonna let TikTok. I'm gonna let you have that. Okay, you was behind the fake page. It's cool. You did what you did. Now I'm gonna tell you this though. If you and Chef Foxy would have got into this shit, we would have never knew about it. I didn't say something about it. I said something about it on my page multiple times. If you and Chef Foxy would have got into this, we would have never knew about it. Maybe it wouldn't have been as big of a deal, but people do know. I've never, well, it ain't never come back to me. You never said I was the Black Panther. I was the one that dropped down. You ain't never said that on your page. You ain't never admit to that. I wasn't the Black Panther. I was the Pink Panther. The Black Panther was working for you. The Panther Party, they was working for you. The Pink Panther, you know what I'm saying. Here we go. You know what I'm saying. Panther Power was not working for me. Now, wait, hold on. See, now you want to deflect. Lisa was behind the Panther page, and she will come and tell you that I had nothing to do with that. See, she want to put that out there. Lisa still said she admitted she came out live and admitted she was Black Panther. They were working for you. They were working not me. Child. Bro, let me tell you something. No matter how. No, you didn't have to. They were working against us. Oh, baby. Defense. Right? Now, Lisa admitted it to me, too. They were putting up videos about us. All of this was against you.
Bella, Frankie said check your text.
Y'all can share the live to Lisa still. Y'all can share the live to Lisa. I don't know if Lisa even still be around, but y'all can share the live to Lisa. She told me it was her. Y'all probably don't even know Lisa. Lisa. I don't know if Lisa even still be around, but y'all can share the live to Lisa. I didn't say she hired her. I never said she hired her. Okay, so but she told you she was her, but T-Time. I didn't have nothing to do with that lady and her page. No, they were working in favor of you. They were going to Okay, but you just said you know about the Panther page behind it. You just put it out there. I said that, yes, because Lisa told you, right? You can't do it behind it. Look out! Listen.
What is the old beef that Diamond's unaware of?
Let me see who I'm about. Let me see who I'm about.
Okay, so I was right about to get. Okay, got it.
It ain't Lisa. I need Lisa to come over here. She know what she knows. I need Lisa to come over here. Lisa, all the screenshots from the people on her website.
I had Lisa Steele. Wait, hold on. Lisa Steele was just in the request. Lisa, is that you? Is it Lisa Steele?
Yeah, it's Lisa. And she'll tell you they was working to make us look bad and to make Diamond look good. Now I'm not saying Diamond hired her, but that's what they were doing. Hey, a lot of pages doing that. Janae's page was doing that. All of them. But that didn't have shit to do with that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I didn't have nothing to do with that. Janae said you definitely had something to do with the video she put up about me on the page.
Well, Lisa is right here, so we could just ask Lisa. Lisa.
Yeah, that's not true.
That had something to do with it.
She had nothing to do with it. She didn't even know.
Right here. So I didn't say that.
I will tell you, that's not
right?
Let me tell you the reason why I closed the page. It's because they did some things that were disparaging towards you. It was not against, so the page was for nobody. But I had a disagreement because I didn't like what went up about you. Diamond had nothing to do with my page.
I'm not saying she had anything to do with it, but y'all were for Diamond, correct?
No.
I was for you too. I just said somebody did some things that I did not like. That's what I'm saying.
That somebody had been what Gen X told you.
Right, Jeanette had a whole another page that she was doing stuff on.
That's what I'm saying.
So what's the disparaging things that who was the someone that did something towards you?
That's what I'm saying. They was doing the mafia was doing a lot
You wouldn't know. They're not on the app anymore.
The mafia was doing a lot of shit.
It was political, and it had nothing to do with me, and I didn't put it up, and I did not agree to it. So that's the reason why I pulled away from the page. But no, it was nobody. I didn't go up favor for anybody. I just posted what I saw. It was never against you.
Now it's mafia. First it was Lisa. It wasn't mafia. You just have some type of way. It is what it is. Your website saying mafia. Now it's mafia. First it was Lisa. It wasn't mafia. I've been saying the same thing. I ain't changed my time. It's multiple things that y'all was doing. And you
but
know
the thing that happened to you, Chief, happened to me too, but I didn't blame it. But it had nothing to do with God.
See what you were doing.
I got a cash app. I got a cash app that says, hold on, y'all. I got a cash app that says T is dead ass wrong and she needs to apologize.
I apologize. I can apologize for that. Because I don't have no beef with Diamond anymore. I do apologize for that.
But some of the things that the mafia was doing in the back.
We don't apologize. Good on that. Y'all already know how I am. I don't want to apologize for nobody on this app. I'm good on that.
It had nothing to do with Diamond. That's why I didn't ever fight Diamond. It had nothing to do with Diamond, but they were doing some things that Diamond didn't know.
All right, let's not forget, we just heard Lisa say the mafia was doing shit in the back that Diamond was not aware of.
She knew because when we pointed it out to her in the meeting, she didn't give a fuck.
Right, no, because the whole fight they set me up with her, and Diamond didn't even know anything about it. They said
T-Time, you said Diamond knew that you was Pink Panther in the meeting?
No. When we had a meeting about the stuff that they were doing, because they were literally trying to sabotage my page. They were literally trying. They were saying on her website. They was putting people within the screenshots of people that would be in my live from mafia, like what they said. The mafia people would be in my live, commenting on my live. They were screenshotting her website that would be in my live. I'm mafia, all kinds of stuff. So we had the meeting about it because she knew what was going on. Like, even the Roku. I would shut my show down. I would shut my live down and send people to her Roku. Y'all know Diamond don't go live at night. When I would have my Roku, Diamond would intentionally start her live the same night of my Roku show and start going live. She would do shit like that.
That's why I started streaming tea time.
All of this, guys. I'm just gonna
repeat it.
That was the main reason why I remember being on Diamond panel one day, and she was over there. We was out kicking it, and I had did a coupon commercial for tea on that panel that day. But I had noticed, I was like, damn, Diamond live, and it's time for tea to start. And I remember streaming so that we could still bring people to tea, because in the comments and shit, they were supporting her page. They were supporting her show, Tea Time with Ty. And then I was like, damn, Diamond threw a monkey wrench in this shit. That's crazy as fuck. Tia ain't lying.
quickly jump in here. Doxing has been happening before HB. Okay, so she's not the only diabolical person, right?
Tim, what Diamond saying?
Okay, so she's not the only diabolical person, right?
Tim, what Diamond saying?
Okay, so she's not the only diabolical person.
Tim, what Diamond saying?
Okay, so she's not the only diabolical person.
Tim, what Diamond saying?
She not saying nothing. She heated. She heated. So
she was talking, but Timmy kind of missed it.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I'm trying to avoid the echoes.
I got you. She was talking, but
Like I said, I admitted out my own mouth that I was that page. I also admitted that it was too much work. I also admitted that things went on with me and Diamond, and it was a lot of things I didn't like, and it was a lot of things that I understood later. So I definitely understand her being upset. I have said I was behind that page. The page was only up for probably like a month or two, but it was still up. I have admitted it on my platform. I've told people, I said I had a troll account. I had a whole page that was blogging and putting up the video. I told everybody that I said, but it was too much work. I couldn't keep up with it.
Okay, I got 2 more cash apps. One of them say, AJ, you look like a bottle of Dom Perignon, babe. Thank you. The other one say, Dotson is not cute. I don't give a fuck what the reason is.
I understand that. I got the information off another page. I pull up the page. Because there's more pages than that.
Why didn't you block out her social security number and like...
I was on there. I just reposted the video. I took the video, downloaded it.
You didn't look at the document you were posting?
Like I said.
But your intention was to go on a fake page and dox this morning.
My intention was I downloaded the stuff that was on the other page and I reposted it on my page. Was it right?
My address. You know that don't
She
sound
pulled up
right.
my little back in the 90s, my little petty charges that I accumulated back in the 90s. When I tell y'all I had a battery charge, she put all of that was on there.
Hey, I'm not even playing because you're not gonna hear this very often. But I do want to hear what
that's the page $2 would get her information from. Some of her information from movie night.
I'm not even playing because you're not gonna hear this very often. Okay, so Diamond is saying that her soul.
All right, just to be clear, Tea Time is in the audience right now, and she just said that there was no social. So she is saying in the audience right now that Diamond's social security number was not on that page.
Her address and something else was on it. What else is she saying was on the
Criminal
page?
record from back in the day.
That's what it was, her criminal record.
Okay, hold on.
My background. It was more than that. You know that. It was more than that. You know that, T. And that was my first time. That was my first time for my information to be pushed out there. That was the first time for me being doxxed. It was more than that. You know that, T. And that was my first time. That was my first time for my information.
That's crazy as fuck.
I didn't pull her information. I can guarantee you. I did not pull her information.
Wait, did she say that was the first time she ever got doxxed? Was the Pink Panther?
I have the page. I'm gonna pull the page up because I got it from another page. I didn't look her up. I didn't know her name or nothing. That was already out on another page. And I know that for a fact because I got it from that page.
Oh, it's commenters saying, nah, that was not the first time.
I know it wasn't.
Oh, but it's also people saying, yes, it was.
I know it wasn't because
People who are saying that are repeating what T is saying, but I need proof. They're just repeating what T is saying.
I'm gonna pull up the page.
I understand supporters are going to support.
300
Supporters are going to support. That's what they're going to do. But until we see the proof of it being doxxed before, Diamond saying to her knowledge, that is the first time she has been doxxed. And then when $2 played it at the movie night, they thought it was $2, which is what really stemmed and created like the beef between $2 and Diamond to even be even bigger. No. They already had their own issue, but that accentuated their issue to a whole nother level. That is what you came up here and said.
Hold on. Somebody in the comments asked, was Pink Panther, that dox from Pink Panther, was that the reason why she moved the first time?
No.
Can y'all turn Diamond up? I see her lips moving. Turn Diamond up.
It's okay.
Y'all turn Diamond up. I see her lips moving. Turn Diamond up.
Okay. So the Pink Panther page had pulled up my Florida history. That's what the Pink Panther page had, my Florida history. So the Pink Panther page pulled up my Florida history.
Oh, okay. But it did have her social and all of that.
It was already on another page. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It was on another page. I didn't pull up her information. I don't even know how it had my social on there. It had my security license on there because you know if you're from Florida, you know you have to get a security license. You have to get registered by the state in Florida to get your security license. So you have a security license number. It had my driver's license number on there. It had my driver's license number on there and everything.
So out of curiosity, T, you did this because of the Panther Power page?
No, it was a whole bunch of other stuff that was happening. It was a whole bunch of other stuff.
Stuff as bad as her dropping your social on a page or something?
No, it wasn't. No. And like I said, I didn't go look up her information. I took the videos off another page and put it on that page. I did not look up her information. Did I repost it? Yes. It was already up on another page.
Chef, don't you slide nowhere, Chef.
Page.
Because this 2 years old, Chef, so we still trying to figure out what you talking about.
The only thing that was new on that page were the videos that I recorded from the live streams.
But nowhere. I got a goddamn
call. The information and stuff like that, I never put her information in.
More stuff to
I
say.
took it from another page.
Chef got more stuff to say.
He got more stuff to say.
We just gotta see how pissed off she is. She got a lot more to say.
That's it.
We just gotta see how
Well, it ain't even that Chef got more to say. That this was 2 years ago. So what I'm talking about, Chef said to us that she was still protecting tea time. I don't think it got anything to do with you, Diamond. So y'all can go back to what y'all was doing and we will reach back out, but they wanted you to know about the doxing situation. But we were addressing Chef and her protecting tea time.
AJ Chef has more to say because around that time, Chef and Tea Time around that time, Chef and Tea Time was Bonnie and Clyde.
No, me and Chef was not cool because I stopped posting from that page before I even met Chef. That's what I'm trying to say. This is way before I even started messing with Chef.
No, I didn't know her. I didn't know her at all at that time. So no. Diamond, I didn't. We were not Bonnie and Clyde that day.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say to you, Tea Time, is I am sure because this is Mad Day.
We were not Bonnie and Clyde that day.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say to y'all is because you and Tea Time are going through whatever y'all going through right now, Chef probably has more in the vault that she has not released.
No, she don't. That's what she has. Like I said, I ain't got shit to hide.
Okay, wait, I'm confused. So 2 minutes ago, Tea Time, you didn't know what possibly Chef could have in the
I knew what Chef was talking. I know that.
Hold on,
I knew what Chef was talking
about. You gotta let me finish. You had no idea what Chef was talking about. Chef, what you talk about, you ain't protecting me from nothing. Say it. You ain't protecting me for nothing.
Thank you, Hoover, for the subscription.
You stood strong in the fact that Chef was not protecting you from nothing. And then when Chef said you was the Pink Panther and you doxed Diamond, you said that's not a secret. People already knew that.
So people knew I was a Pink Panther.
Please let me finish. So that can't be what Chef is protecting you from, and for you to automatically all of a sudden say you knew that's what she was protecting you from. It's still crazy because you didn't know nothing that required protection 10 minutes ago.
That's what she said she was protecting me. Go ahead, Chef. Put it all on the floor, please.
Before you do that, Chef, Tea Time Hoover said, damn, you was behind Pink Panther. See, I thought we was cool. He just said that in the comments.
Yes, Hoover.
Chef, go ahead.
I'm done.
Go ahead, no, put it all out there, please. I'm trying to tell you, that's it. I had that before I even met Chef. I wasn't on no shit like that when I started fucking with Chef.
Going from nothing to that's it is wild.
Go ahead.
Chef is not done. Because.
Can I ask you a question, Chef? Are you done or is that it?
I'm done.
Oh, so there's more, but you're just done.
Are y'all not listening to her? She knew exactly what I was talking about.
Oh, yeah. Right, so that's all that you had holding over.
She knows.
Why everybody want to dig deep? I'm trying to tell y'all.
She knows.
That's it,
Y'all, listen. She knows what she's doing. She is extremely manipulative. She knows what she's doing. She knew when she told me this. Everybody didn't know.
They didn't know at the time.
Okay, so why the fuck you sitting up here acting like
they
now
didn't know
today?
at the time I told you. I admitted it
You sitting up here.
recently.
Nigga, you acting like me saying, oh, that's nothing. It's not, bitch. I've been protecting your ass because when you told me this, I'm looking at you like, you did what?
No, you was not.
Oh my.
No, you was not looking at me like you lying.
Hey.
You was not. You were laughing, chef style.
Hey, you telling me that you had a whole fucking troll page that Doc's Diamond and I was laughing T.
You did not say nothing like that. Stop lying.
You know what? You're right. You're right, T.
Why would I, if you looked at me like that?
You're right.
If you looked at me like that, why would I tell you?
I was laughing. Cause you're right. I'm sorry, I forgot. I was laughing. Girl.
You ain't got to lie now. I ain't gonna lie, but you ain't got to lie.
Okay, cause I'm lying. We all.
Did she offer you the page?
She did.
So why would she offer you that if you seem very like uncomfortable?
No. Come on now. Let's not do that.
I'm just
told me. Let's not act like when somebody tell you something you don't. Oh my God! I was shocked when she told me this.
You were not.
I was shocked when she told me.
You were not because the page. You didn't even know about the page.
Why would? How can you tell me how the fuck I? Girl, shut up.
Okay.
Girl,
you were shocked.
Girl. Okay. Yeah, I was, T, because I didn't think that was something you was capable of. So yeah, I was shocked. But you're right. Maybe I shouldn't have been.
Are you kidding me?
You're right.
Are you kidding me right now? I'm trying to let this llama page up, y'all. The llama page that keep coming in here, that's actually Kappa Dapper. So please let her up. Llamas don't grab boxes, y'all. So I was scared. So now, since we got that out the way, now Chef, go ahead and tell her what you meant in the message. We never escaped past that.
I'm not gonna be up here long. Let me jump in real quick. T, remember when I showed that picture of Blaze's house?
Yeah.
And you said that I was wrong and I should apologize to Blaze and that that was doxing. Am I hearing this correctly that you displayed this woman's entire social security number?
I didn't know
as her date of birth. So you didn't preview the information that you put out only because you put it out because it was Diamond? You didn't look at it?
No, I did not.
As a woman.
I just said I
Hold on. Let me ask you this. As a woman, do you understand the false equivalency you made with Blaze's picture of the front of his house and then told people that I was wrong and that I should apologize to Blaze in a live with over 1,000 people in there versus what you did?
I was also wrong. We were both wrong. I was wrong. I know I was wrong.
Well, putting a picture up that's on.
No, you put somebody's house up and steal this.
Hold on, that's not the same as putting somebody's social security number up and date of birth.
You still put his house up with his address.
That ain't the same. And he tried to put up my house too.
Okay,
but did Diamond put your social out?
You said something? Okay.
Oh, she did not. I'm already
okay. Hold on, y'all. I got a cash out message. Cash out message says, I wonder petty thoughts since she's doing business. 2.4K of us in the building. We are not bopping.
I don't know what y'all think.
Since we not bopping, we not coming off the sub. Y'all got to bop. We need to get 300. Okay, y'all. We need to get to 300. So y'all need to be bopping the screen. Okay, bop the screen. 2.4K of us in. We can get to 300 like nothing.
So it was wrong. So when you did it, you said you was wrong. And this happened before I put the picture up of Blaze's house. Did you go back to Diamond and admit to what you did to make your wrong right, or did it take Mad Day just now for Chef to bust you out for you to say, yeah, that was me trolling and doing this? Because, see, I did it with my whole chest out. That's the difference between me and you. I didn't go on a fake page and do it. I did it with my whole chest out. And that's what I got a problem with, because you felt like I was wrong, even though that man tried to put false stuff out on me and put stuff out on me. So that's my question. Or is it because you don't like women? Which one is it? You felt the way about Blaze, but you ain't feel the way about Diamond enough to be a woman and go tell her to her face, hey, that was me on that troll page that put your intimate information out. But you straight up sat in my face, T, and told me I was wrong and I should apologize to Blaze. But you wasn't woman enough to go to Diamond and say, hey, I need to talk to you on the back end. I had a lot of respect for you up until today. I yield the floor.
I was talking and I was on mute. My bad. I don't have anything against women.
But it feel like it though, because I put up his house. You made a big deal about it in front of 1,000 people. You put out this woman's house, and it took Mad Day for you to admit what you did to her.
I have admitted it already. At the end of the day, I have admitted it.
And you did it on the troll page.
I did.
That's exactly what I did.
Okay. So that's the end of that clip. It's a lot to deliberate on. Jurors, you may unmute your mic and discuss the case.
Hey, Bella.
Order or
Okay, so we could start with Poozy and then work our way down.
I'll be brief, y'all, and I promise. So what I took was that Chef was standing on business as to telling T the reason why I couldn't have your back in this situation is because I remembered that you were shady. So you can't, even though you took accountability, even though T took accountability with Chef in acknowledging that she had did it, even when she had gave her the page, Chef still like today, yesterday, the day before, no, nigga, you dock somebody, period, period. And on T's part, she had a Poozy and Nina moment where she was heated, she had some information at her fingertips, and she pressed post. But unfortunately for T, she did it on content that surfaced all over the fucking world. And now Diamond just not finding out this shit. Whew. This gon' Whew. I'm done. I don't know. This is like, I understand I said I was done, I lied. Okay, y'all know I'm a liar. I understand that T was heated and she wanted to speak, and she was saying that this is who y'all doing all this for, this is who y'all worshiping, this is who y'all praising. And a lot of us have went through those moments when it came down to that creator. But at the same time, again, the case being about Chef and T, no, Chef wasn't wrong for not standing on business when it came down to knowing that she couldn't have her back because she knew she did some rattlesnake ass shit.
For the haters.
good morning. Did other people pages get exposed or did they expose themselves? Have we done all of these other pages like we're doing this one? Now, yeah, T is absolutely wrong. And she's absolutely wrong by other people being accused of that page. The 9, and we just heard Angel, and whoever has been accused of doing that page. Yeah, T is absolutely wrong. But, and it's a big but, she has done the same thing that other fake pages have done. We got Black Power, who did all of that. And plenty of people was accused of that. Hot Pockets. We know who did that. And people are still cool. And it was no big outrage of that. Pink Panther. Yeah, that's T. And what about all of these other pages that people are being accused of? Are we going to condemn them? No, it's not the who on this situation. It's the what happened and where and when. Okay.
I think his chef got more than everybody think. She got the recordings, she got whatever they got. I think chef is behind whatever. And I'm done.
I think that it's a couple things that I would like to say. First of all, um, I I think that number one, this was 2 years ago. I think that it's important that if you feel like you are being attacked or you feel like you're being into it with someone, like, yes, of course, we come back now and know, okay, Diamond is saying she did not send the people, or some people are saying they acted on their own, but understanding the context of at that time, they're new creators. This is what T felt like was happening to her, which was very real, and she reacted. Um, I think that at the time when you're beefing with somebody, it just is what it is. Now, T was absolutely wrong for doxing, um, or excuse me, sharing her information um, on the screen. On the video. T admitted it. She admitted it, and then she also said that where she was wrong or where she dropped the ball is she did not, when her and Timon squashed everything, that she didn't go back and say anything to her. So I just think that those are important things to just kind of look at, understanding it was 2 years ago, what was happening at the time. We heard very long winded context from other individuals who had the same experience. So it's entirely possible that that is how she felt and she reacted on emotion. Doesn't change the hurt. So whether it was her intent to actually dox her or not is is not really the issue. The issue is that she did it, but she's also taken accountability. So I'm not really sure what else. What else are we going? What are we looking for to happen? I'm not biased. I'm not biased, Pocahontas. I'm not biased. I'm just saying that she took accountability. So at what point? What is the result we're trying to look for here?
This is about Chef and T, not Diamond and T.
So, Your Honor, I feel like all three parties are somewhat responsible. Thank you, Defiant. I feel like all three parties are somewhat responsible for what has taken place. Diamond know damn well that the mafia be going around here harassing people. Now, you may not have sent them and you may not have any parts in it, but you could definitely let them know, hey, I need you guys to stop. I do not need you guys to do anything regarding me. I don't F with it and really mean it. I've never seen her do that. As a matter of fact, she sit back and fold her arms and let them fight for her. Okay. She loves it. I don't know. It gasses her. Chef, although she put it out there, when she put it out there recently, I guess you guys can call it loyalty about her being a friend and keeping it to herself. But when she sat back and watched the 9 Aries and, $2 and all these other people get the blame for it, she could have encouraged her friend, hey, this isn't right. You need to say something, whatever the case may be. That shit's not right. Also, Chef said when she found out at the time, her and T was not close or anything like that. So at any point when Chef was around Diamond, because she was still frequenting her space and etc., she could have said something. So using it to deflect in a situation that was going on the other day, to get out of a situation, I don't think that it was wise, but she was making a point telling T, I cannot count you out. I cannot defend you from not being opposition when I know for a fact that you have been behind a page that did something, pretty diabolical. As for Tea Time, my twin, I would have had to do the same thing she did. If I'm going to be harassed by a bunch of people that I don't know is behind fake pages, etc., or their pages don't mean much for me to come behind. I'm coming behind the person you're coming behind me for, and that's Diamond. I don't care. If I get any kind of information, I'm going to get her and I'm going to make y'all work. Simple as that. One thing Tea Time is wrong for is going amongst the app saying that she don't F with people who dox and she don't like fake pages that do this and stuff like that. You can't say that knowing that you were behind a page that did something that did what it did. And that's it. So for me, I say the person who's the most wrong in the situation is in fact Tea Time, but everybody had a little bit of, responsibility. And that's that for me.
I actually agree with Heartbreaker. I do think everybody is wrong in the situation. I wrote down a couple questions though. Diamond did have a right to be upset. Like when Diamond was going off, I feel like because she was hearing something for the first time, like obviously she's going to be upset. But Tea Time also had a right to feel how she felt based on what was going on during that time. A couple things that struck me as odd. If Chef felt like doxing was just also wrong, then why did she continue to build a friendship with Tea Time after knowing she was the Pink Panther page? So that was number one. Number two, when they found out about the Pink Panther page 2 years ago, did everybody consider it doxing 2 years ago? Or are we just now considering it doxing now? Because it doesn't seem like 2 years ago when it happened that nobody considered it doxing at that time. Also, on the paperwork, it was said that it was a Florida address. So was that address old or was that address the address that she was living in at that time? Because if it was old, how was Tea Time then being accused of people driving past her house if that was an old address? The next question. Just because you didn't hear it or see it yourself, does that mean that it didn't happen? So I heard Diamond say and other people say, like, I never heard it. But does that mean that it didn't happen? Does that mean that Tea Time never came on the app and admitted that she was Pink Panther just because you guys didn't hear it? Also, do creators control what happens on their panel? That's a good question that I think that we need to ask. Now, when we're speaking about the character of a person, right? If you take what Pink Panther did versus opposition, can we actually say that it's the same thing? Pink Panther posted videos and doxed Diamond. Pink Panther was not in the comments and putting people against each other. Opposition has been on panels. Opposition has been putting people against each other and doing the most, right? So I feel like two things can be true at the same time. Yes, Tea Time had the capability of creating a troll page, which we all do. I got one too. But does that mean that we're capable of doing the same things with those troll pages? One troll page could basically just post videos. Another one can harass other people and talk about children. So is it one and the same? Also, can T be really, if Diamond's not wrong for people going out doing things on her behalf, can Tea Time actually be wrong for people making assumptions that the 9 was behind the page with no proof? There was no proof whatsoever that the 9 was behind that page. So I'm a little bit confused how Tea Time is wrong in that because everybody else basically just blame them. Also, what does accountability look like for Messy Talk? That's really a good question. What does accountability actually look like? It seems like when people take accountability, they get dragged. When people don't take accountability, they also get dragged. And that is it.
So who you think was wrong, Chef or T?
Girl, she asked 21 questions like she 50 Cent. I thought
Ooh,
we
I
just...
did. I think everybody was wrong.
Okay.
Everybody was wrong.
I think Chef was wrong.
Ooh, Mariah, you just leveled up. Bella, can I ask you something too? The same way that they saying Diamond's not responsible for what took place with the people harassing T, can T say the same thing when I doxed T on Diamond's platform that morning and she said nothing? Like, I mean, can we not, is that not all in the,
Yeah, let's answer that. Let's answer that.
Okay, so for the audience that is not aware, Heartbreaker is acknowledging that she did, in fact, dox Tea Time. When she doxed her, it was over in Diamond's panel. So, do you want to redirect the question again?
As I definitely doxed her that morning, and Diamond's live in slow motion so everybody could catch the address. I was not corrected. No one said a thing at all whatsoever, period. So I just think there was really there was nothing said about it for real, not for real. To Tea Time said stuff, but nobody else cared. I just want to know, like, does it depend on who got doxxed? Because Bella, Diamond's not the only person on this app that has been doxxed for no reason. I dox people just cause sometimes. I dox people if I'm having a boring day. I dox people if you're cool with another person. I dox people if I catch you tapping the screen of another bitch that I don't like. Sometimes I just dox, and those people just have to deal with it. They get treated like they're nobodies. Nobody's hosting no lives for them. Nobody's holding me accountable for them. Nobody's doing anything when it comes to them. But when certain people get doxxed, when certain people's kids get discussed, it's a problem. There's like a huge outrage. So I guess my frustration with this situation is not me trying to discredit what Diamond went through, but what about everybody else that went through the same thing? You get what
Okay, so I would like to answer that. So right now, as we see in the audience, we have people actively laughing at what Heartbreaker is saying. And those people who are laughing is the people who fuel Heartbreaker to continue to do the things that she do. Because to them, they consider it funny. Because it's not them. Okay? So for the people that laugh, let's see your address get posted in someone's backdrop and see if you'll still be laughing.
Based on this new information, I have another question. So, if Diamond and Tea Time had a truce and then Heartbreaker went on to Diamond's platform and doxed Tea Time, should Diamond also apologize to Tea Time? And is Diamond also wrong for allowing that to happen?
Y'all can hang up an apology from Diamond because you ain't getting that.
Girl, you
Somebody
see
else can
how she
answer the second
gaslit
part.
Braid? You seen how she
That shit
gaslit
ain't
Braid?
gonna happen.
You seen how she gaslit Braid when he tell her he was uncomfortable with her calling him Manny's sister, and he said, "You
Mm-hmm.
handling that case today, Bella?" And she said, "Well, why didn't you tell me that you had a problem?" Like, girl, you just should know. That's the man. You should just already know. So yeah, that's why it's hard for me to really give a damn here today.
I'm hollering because nobody believed me. This is hilarious. Girl, keep doing your shit.
Period.
All right. So the bottom line, I do have a question for the jurors. Was T ever going to tell Diamond it was her behind that page? Did T have any intentions on telling Diamond herself that it was her all along? Posey?
Hell no, she was taking that shit to her grave.
For the haters?
Will you repeat what's the question, please? I'm sorry. I was
Was
writing
T
something
going to
down.
tell Diamond it was her behind the Pink Panther page?
Come back to me. I'm sorry.
Okay. Mosey? Okay, I don't think Mosey know they are in the panel. Most hated?
Yes, she was gonna tell her.
I don't think that T was going to tell her, and the reason is because based on something that T said, is she felt like when they squashed everything, that they just squashed everything. And so I think that she was like, Diamond did stuff to her, she did stuff to Diamond, so therefore it was just squashed. So I don't think that she was ever going to tell her.
Okay. HB?
I'm going to say no, but I'm also going to ask if T Time can answer this question in the comments. T, were you ever going to tell her?
Princess.
It's kind of hard to tell, but I'm going to say no. And the only reason that I'm going to say no is because I did hear T Time say in a live that it was something hard for her to let her know, which means I don't think she ever would have gained the courage to tell her. But then again, I can't speak for what would happen in the future, but I'm going to say no.
Okay, so T did answer the question in the audience. She said she thought about it, but she don't know. For the haters, we're coming back to you for the final vote.
No.
Okay. So 5 out of 6 jurors said no. Okay. Now I'm gonna leave it up to the audience to make the final decision. Do y'all think Tea Time was going to tell Diamond it was her behind the Pink Panther page? Smiley face yes, sad face no. When you are not voting, please continue to run the likes up. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the gives. Thank you for subscribing. We are here every Sunday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We appreciate your participation. Let's get these votes in. The question is, was T going to tell Diamond it was her behind the Pink Panther page? Smiley face yes, sad face no. We have less than 10 seconds and then I'm going to pose another question. All right, 536 people said no. Next question. After listening to the audio and eyewitnesses coming up speaking to their experience, okay? The question is, was T bullied by the mafia? Posing?
Yes.
For the haters?
Absolutely.
Most hated?
No.
Nay?
Yes, based on what I've heard today.
HB?
Yes.
Princess?
Yes.
All right. One moment.
Hell motherfucking nah. Hell nah.
Okay.
Hell
So
nah. She wasn't
never
bullied.
know.
Didn't nobody bully her motherfucking ass.
All right, so we have 5 out of 7 jurors that said yes, T was bullied. Again, I'm going to pose the question to the audience. Do you believe T was bullied by the mafia? Smiley face yes, sad face no. This is interesting. The question that is being posed. Do you believe that T was in fact being bullied by the mafia? Smiley face yes, sad face no. That was the question. And we have less than 10 seconds for that vote. All right, so 423 people concluded that T was bullied by the mafia.
Ella, may I reiterate that was the reason why, one of the main reasons why I did, in fact, protect T, because we had that mentioned in that back end conversation. And she was honest with me, and I feel like she was honest then. And I still feel like she was honest now.
Okay. My next question that I want to pose to the audience only. Do y'all think Diamond knew the mafia might have been harassing Tea Time? Smiley face yes, sad face no. Do y'all think Diamond knew the mafia might have been harassing Tea Time? Did she know? Let's get these votes in. I have two more questions to pose pertaining to the case. All right, so we have 467 that said yes. Next question. Do you think, and thank y'all for the gifts, do y'all think Tea Time is capable of being a part of the opposition page's audience only? Is Tea Time capable of being a part of the opposition? Smiley face yes, sad face no.
Acting like some fools.
This is why I'm glad I be having these votes.
This is tighter than my coochie, girl.
You know it ain't tight. Nah, I don't know how y'all feel like she couldn't do it. Oh, sorry, HB, I forgot you sent me that money. I don't know how y'all feel like she couldn't damn do it when she was hiding for 2 damn years. Y'all gotta use our damn brain.
No, it's okay, Trina. This is why I asked. This is exactly why I like to ask the audience questions to see where everybody had at. Less than 10 seconds, and we have 311 people that says she's not capable of being part of opposition. Because that was the whole purpose of Chef saying why she couldn't speak to her character pertaining to it. Last but not least, final question. Do y'all think the mafia currently bully other creators? Smiley face yes, sad face no. Is the mafia currently bullying other creators? Smiley face yes, sad face no. Thank y'all for the 400 likes. We are here every Sunday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
But can we post, because this is Tea Time versus Chef, can you post some more questions about their dynamic in this situation?
Absolutely. We have less than 10 seconds. And 388 says yes. The next question. Did Chef mention Tea Time being Pink Panther as an attempt to deflect from the original conversation that was being had? Smiley face yes, sad face no. Did Chef use that?
Trying to deflect.
to get off the conversation that was being talked about originally.
Listen, man, I gotta get back to my desk. Y'all acting foolish.
Less than 10 seconds. Okay, 369 people said yes, Chef did use that as a deflection. One moment, please. We do have tea time. Hello, tea time.
Hey, I was just wondering, somebody asked in the comments, Proxy actually, are you gonna play the second clip where what I actually was saying was true?
Okay, so playing the second clip. Is it on the same page? So hold on, let me tell you. It was on the page
Yes, it's me, guys. Hello, everybody. Hey, Uncle Bernie.
Where's part 2 of the clip at so I can just play it directly?
Oh, I don't know. Proxy asked it in the comments earlier. It does. If we're talking about this, if the case was just Pink Panther, then it was just Pink Panther. But if we're talking about the dynamics of what happened, that should be played because it would in fact show that what I said in those text messages were true.
Okay. So just to make sure we are clear as to why the case was brought to court today.
Mm-hmm.
The case was brought to court because the question was about character. You was asking why she chose not to speak up when your character was in question. And she gave the reason as to why, which centered around Pink Panther and not necessarily about the text messages between you and HB.
No, between her and HB. Between me and her.
Well, you and Chef about HB. So we could.
Okay, well, I can understand that. But, if she felt like my character was off, she was the one pulling addresses. She was the one getting people information, texting on the back end, pulling strings. I did something before she met me. So if my character's questioned, both of our characters are questioned. I did things before I met her. She did things as we were dealing with each other, and I didn't even know she was doing them. So,
And I'm glad you said that, T. So with understanding that you both have done things, and again, her knowing what she's done on her own, why would you expect her to speak on your character if she know that there may be a flaw there that cannot pretty much back you up?
it wasn't about that. It was about me setting her up. The opposition page wasn't the question. She knew I wasn't setting nobody up. She knows I don't do that. Did I make a page to defend myself? Yes. But as far as the HB setting her up with Bryson and stuff, Chef knew I wasn't doing that. It wasn't about being opposition. That wasn't the question. Her not defending me being opposition, that was fine. It was when they were saying I was working with Bryson to set her up. She knew that was something I wasn't doing.
So unfortunately, listening to everything that Chef had to say, it sounds like she thinks you were capable, unfortunately.
She said I was capable of being in opposition if you heard the clip.
Okay. Because of the entirety of y'all friendship, y'all dynamic, and what she knew of Pink Panther, she did not feel comfortable speaking to your character based on the things she knows personally about you.
Okay, that's fine. If that's the case, why was she speaking to my character when we were cool? Why is it just now she's not comfortable speaking to my character? Like y'all really think that that's true? She fucked with me
I
for.
would say y'all, but I'm only speaking to what we heard in the audio, because then the question would be, why was, like I posed earlier, why was the messages, because that's how all that kicked off, was when y'all private conversation, y'all text messages came to the forefront. Why was that needed to be talked about?
Because she was telling people that we had a back end conversation. She was lying about our back end conversations. And then allowing people to think that I was jealous of her and HB's relationship while she knew on the back end that she was setting something up.
Okay, so you were trying to clear up a narrative that was being put out about you.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, so that's where, if anybody else, that's where my confusion came in, because it seemed like it kicked off when the messages came to the forefront, but now we understand it's because you were blatantly being lied on. Okay.
So so um Chef was speaking on the character of T that she knew when they was cool, but Chef still had in the back of her mind that T was on some uh, whatever because of she once she found out about the Pink Panther page, and that do make sense as to why the Chef keeps still riding with T if she already had a piece of doubt behind the shit that she did know about her when she found out.
Right, because
I
she
have
wasn't
another
around when I
question to
created the
pose to the
page.
audience. I did want to know from the audience. I do want to know, based on the audio that we heard from the beginning of the clip, do y'all believe Chef was trying to set HB up? Was Chef trying to set HB up? Smiley face, yes. Sad face, no.
I mean, I feel like if Chef was trying to set her up, she had every right to. Because if somebody put my news on the internet, I'm gonna set you up.
Just be successful when you do so.
That too. But I mean, would she be wrong?
Bella,
I
I
didn't
don't
say
know if
she
you
was.
heard
I didn't say she was wrong or right.
the later clip in that live. Chef did deny all of that until a clip was found and played. And in that clip, Chef was in fact trying to set me up to repeat what I admitted to about selling her nudes online for revenge. And that's when she did take accountability and she said, okay, yes, now I remember T was right. That is what I was doing on the call. So that's why I think that after part was important, because she did actually admit to it at that point.
HB is telling the truth.
Okay.
And just being honest, I used to tell T that I felt like Chef was an opportunist during those days.
I still don't feel like she was an opportunist, and I'm gonna stand on
But
that. I
I
feel like
won't
she
I won't
was my
say.
friend.
But I was saying it was those actions. It was that type of stuff. Like if I'm like if Chef don't trust T, why she still with us? So opportunist
Well,
definitely
I agree
wrong
with that
word.
So
part
can I
because
Yeah,
please
that was the
pose another
opportunist wrong
question?
word.
So since the audience believed that Chef was trying to set HB up, HB, do you believe that Chef was trying to set you up?
Yes, I have no choice but to believe that Chef did admit that in that live, later on in that live.
Now I have a follow-up question. Set you up to do what exactly? What
She was
exactly
setting,
was set up?
so she was setting exactly what T had originally, the clip that would have happened before that led up to her telling us about the Pink Panther page. She was setting me up on Kiana's panel to, I guess she was recording, is what she was telling T. She was recording, getting me to repeat that I sold her nudes as revenge. That was the setup that T Time was referring to. Chef was saying pretty much no, it was not. That was not the case. I was not even talking about HB. But when we found the clip and they played it, Chef said, "Oh yeah, now I remember. That's what I was doing. That's what she was
So,
doing."
so for you to admit that you put her explicit photos out there,
Yes, to revenge porn.
what was supposed to happen next once you admitted it?
I'm not sure.
It would be grounds for a lawsuit, Judge.
Okay, so
Not really. The videos was my property at that point in the pictures.
Well, then that would not be grounds, Judge. That was ownership and property of said person that posted.
okay, so since we having the conversation and I'm seeing some things in the audience, do Chef have a case against HB pertaining to her explicit photos being shared without permission? Smiley face, yes. Sad face, no. Do Chef have a case against HB?
question is, since Chef was saying basically that she wasn't trying to set Heartbreaker up, right? And then it came out later that she was. So all this could have been avoided if Chef just would have been honest to begin with?
Yeah, so it's a deflection. But that's why I told her to put it on the
Yes,
floor.
it would have never led up to the following thing that happened with the whole Pink Panther thing coming out. Absolutely. That's true. That's what got us off track. And I'll repeat again in 4K with 2.9K people in here. The videos and the pictures from the Discord that I screenshotted, the Discord that I was in under a disclaimer that I still have the disclaimer recorded. I did, in fact, sell and even give away for free on Instagram and Snapchat of Chef Foxy's coochie.
Okay. Thank you for that confession. Shout out to Usher. So respectfully, with the audience understanding that, we can understand why it is confusing as to why Chef would want to be around HB again. Because respectfully, HB, you didn't care then. It sounds like you still have the same stance now.
And can I say something?
You may.
Going back to the character thing, like I said, she could feel how she want. I would understand that. She never said nothing to me about it. Even when we were going to the gala, she never said, hey, you know what I'm saying? You going to this gala knowing you used to be behind the page? Nothing like that. She never cared. That was never a concern of hers. She never gave a fuck. Like I said, when she became back cool with HB, she didn't tell HB, hey, I was on the back end sending messages to Patty Roll, when we wasn't fucking cool. Should I have told Diamond? Absolutely. I absolutely should have told her. There's a lot of things that people do when they beefing that they don't tell each other when they get cool. I didn't do nothing to Diamond while we was cool, but I should have told her. I wasn't in her face when none of this stuff was going on. I wasn't her friend when none of this stuff was going on. There was a lot of things that were going on in our friendship I didn't know about, and I found out online. I found out a lot of stuff that I didn't know online. I told her who I was when I met her. I told her what I did when I met her. The things that she did, I didn't know nothing about none of that stuff. I had to find that out. She had to find nothing out about me.
I have a question.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Prince.
I have a question. So, Heartbreaker, when you and Chef got back to a good point, did she come out and tell you that she was messaging Petty Rowe? Like, how did you find that out? Did she come and tell you?
No, she did not. As a matter of fact, yeah, I won't get into that. But I found out by way of Nitra's court, and Petty Rowe appeared on Nitra's court, and she showed all the receipts of her and Chef's messages, and Chef encouraging her to say like essay things and stuff like that. Sorry, guys, my stomach is growling. I'm fasting. To say like throw up her essay in her face, or say this about her kids, or say this about that. I didn't see that until when me and Chef was like, quote unquote, cool, when I was on my mission. So I did present that to Chef, and Chef's like, I forgot about that. And then it went from I was on a mission regardless, but that was definitely good.
So speaking to character, so it was alleged that it was Tea Time and Chef that sent your information over to Nitra. Is that true, T? Did you have any involvement in that?
I got a clip of that. I got all of that. I posted that video when Tea Time and Chef went over to Nitra's live. Chef said that she got everything. She said she had somebody working for TikTok about reporting a page. She got all the information on HB, and she was sending it to her. Nitra said, yeah, send it to me. And Chef said, I don't have your number. And then she said, yes, I got your number. Then when she was on the phone with Nitra said, oh my God, they have way more than me. So when Chef was saying yesterday that she only had one page, in 4K, it was said that they gave her way more than Nitra had. And I had a video of the audio of them saying that. So the other day was still more lies being told.
Bella, Nitra told me herself, Tea Time nor Chef gave them
I
nothing.
don't think neither
As a
one of
matter
us
of
had
fact,
nothing to do
she
with
had
it.
way more.
I have it. I have it.
Okay, and
I'll send it to you. Yes,
okay.
yes, she
Yeah, I don't
did.
think neither one of us
So
had nothing
they're
to do with it.
lying.
I didn't have nothing to do with it, and I don't think Chef had anything to do with it either.
Right. Nitra said the stuff she got from somebody else, and Nitra had more extensive stuff than T or Chef had even been privy to. And
Well,
it wasn't
well,
even
people were lying on 4K then, as usual, because on my video, I have Nitra saying that, and I have what Chef said in that live.
It could be possible that Chef maybe was protecting
Talking.
somebody that she may have knew had the
She was
information.
protecting Cyber Diaries. She was talking to Cyber Diaries
I
off
I can remember
a
the
group
name.
chat.
Yeah, yep, that's
And
who it
Cyber
was.
Diaries gave her all HB's information. That's where it came from in that group chat as well. Then Chef gave it to Nitra, which
Oh.
Nitra already
And
admitted to.
Cyber confirmed that. Cyber did come up and confirm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
That's why it's important for the OGs to stick around a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, there's a
But
lot of things that were going on that I didn't know.
That's
Like I didn't know
that's
there were
why
text messages going on in the back end. I didn't know there was a lot of stuff going on in the back end until Doomsday.
that's why Cyber Diaries did not want you to be friends with Chef anymore, and she got upset with you and talk about she had anxiety.
okay, so when it comes to character, it just appears as though bottom line that Chef couldn't speak to it. I'm quite sure Chef is not looking for you to speak to her character either, Tea Time.
I understand that, but I'm still stand on who I am. I don't think she was an opportunist. I don't think she was faking a friendship. I think things changed. So it is what it is.
But I mean, okay, so you
It
said
looked like
you don't think that she was an opportunist or anything, but you did just say shortly after that Chef was pretty much moving in ways where she was doing things behind the scenes where her character should be in question too. You just said that.
That don't mean she was an opportunist to me in my friendship.
it looked like both of y'all was giving each other a clean slate.
Yes.
Okay. Do anyone else on the panel have anything for T before she goes?
I do have a question for Tea Time. Tea Time, do you think that after a friendship is dissolved, that there still needs to be some form of loyalty?
Here's the thing. I've learned this a long time ago. If I give you something, you have the right to do whatever you want to do with it. I gave her some information about me, something that I had experienced, something that I had done. If she wanted to get that to somebody else, that's on her. I didn't expect her to hold that. But if she held it because she wanted to, right? I'm not mad at her. I'd rather you not hold things over my head. If you feel like you gotta hold something over my head, just go ahead and let it go. Go ahead and tell it. So when it comes to secrets and all that shit, if you gonna tell something I told, that's on you, whether we friends or not. So I can't say what loyalty is to everybody. I still ain't told a lot of stuff that she's told me. I still ain't and I still won't.
Okay, but I will say this: when you was reading or you was referencing the messages, you said you dare her to lie because you was willing to show the messages. So,
It was after our friendship. Those messages were sent to me after she made it very clear we were no longer cool.
so at this point, is it fair to say that everything is fair game?
The messages that we had were after our friendship. That was in December. Those were after she made it very clear we are not friends.
She's
So
saying that
you're
she
so you're
exposed what came
so you're
after,
saying
but
in
what
this
came
moment
before,
that
she's still gonna
so
be
you're
loyal.
saying in this moment that Chef don't have
I
to
mean,
worry about you repeating messages that y'all had during the friendship. You're saying
No,
that you're not going to do that.
no, I don't got no reason to. Only way I'm gonna use any messages is if I'm defending myself, not to deflect.
What I said in that message was not to deflect. When I brought out those messages, it was not to deflect or throw her under the bus. It was in defense of myself. She did not tell my secret because of defense of herself. She did it to deflect what she did.
Do you feel like it's necessary to defend yourself to anyone on this app at all?
I feel it's necessary to defend yourself when you feel like you need to defend yourself.
Do public opinion matter to you?
If I have a public support, it should matter to if my supporters need answers. If I'm talking to my supporters and something happens, don't I owe it to my supporters to tell them the truth or to be accountable?
Do you seek validation from this app?
It's not about seeking validation, no. But I do owe it to my supporters to stand on who I say I am. If I have something in my past that I've done and they find out about it, I can lie about it or I can stand on it and be accountable for it. It's not about validation. It's about showing a change. It's about being consistent in the change.
So I guess my question that I am trying to understand when it comes to UT is that if your supporters have been around you long enough to learn who you are as a person, why feel the need to explain yourself to them when they should know what you would and wouldn't do?
Because it's the right thing to do if I want to. I mean, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, yes, this is what happened. This is what, I don't think it's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, have you experienced where you're telling the truth in this situation and they still deem you a liar?
Yes, but that don't mean I tell.
Okay. I say all that to say, I guess, because I usually leave a message for people. I guess my message is these people are going to feel how they feel regardless it's the truth or not. We have already witnessed where you can be telling the truth and people will still run with the lie regardless. So as long as your supporters and followers understand who you are, there's nothing to explain in my opinion. But if you feel the need to do it anyway, that is a choice.
Bella, can I ask you a question? For the jurors, aren't the jurors supposed to ask questions? Like, we not allowed to ask questions?
The jurors is supposed to pose questions, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought so, because first professional commenter said that I'm not supposed to. I just was confused. Thank you.
Or a mass amount of people. I don't know. I feel like I owed it to Diamond too. Like if it came out, I might as well just, like I didn't know how to tell her. I'm glad it's out, but I owed it to her to stand in it too and apologize to her. Regardless of what happened to me, I still owed it to her to apologize to her for my point, for my behavior.
Okay, see, I got a question for you. Once you released the information that you were Pink Panther to Chef, did anything in the back of your mind ever think that maybe she'll release this on Mad Day? Are you really,
Yeah,
trusted?
I do. Yeah, I did. That's why I told
Okay.
her to do it. I knew exactly what she was talking about. That's why I told her to put it on the floor.
And that's something that we all do as content creators when we start developing bonds with each other. We pin the red flags to the back of our minds always. Correct, T?
Yeah, but I didn't think that was a red flag. I didn't think she was.
But once you
Today, I knew she
yeah,
was gonna do it,
sorry.
but did I know she was gonna do it? Did I know it's possible people would know who that page was? Yeah. When I talked about it, I knew people knew some people knew who the page was, some people didn't. A lot of my supporters have only been around for 2 years. They wasn't around back in 2023, but a lot of them been around since day one. Some people knew, some people didn't, but I didn't think, no, when I told her that I think it was gonna be something, she was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna hold on to this. But it's always a possibility that whatever you tell somebody, they gonna tell somebody else.
May I
T,
ask a question?
hold on, I got one
I'm
more
sorry.
part.
I'm sorry, Posey.
T, earlier you did mention, you gave your answer, but I want to reflect back on it. Do you think that there's still more in Chef Fox's vault for you?
No, that's why I told her to put it on the floor.
I had a question. Um, what was the reason that you and Chef originally fell out? Like, was it because of the thing that happened with Q on her panel where
No,
he exposed himself? Okay.
no, because when she said that, Proxy played some clips. He made it seem as if we fell out in February. Proxy played clips. She was still around, very active, very cool in February. So if she fell out, I didn't know she fell out. I didn't know she fell out with me until HB. I knew that she was doing things. I knew that she had built another relationship. I knew that she was getting her books released. I knew she was moving to the DR. So I knew she was busy. But she still have yet to say what I actually did to her. She has yet to say that. Even when they asked her in that day. When they asked her that day, she said that she was mad because I let HB tell what she said about me in the recordings. I mean, in the text messages.
Thank you.
Ty,
Yes, I did make an AI song for it. I played it on my platform already.
AT, I'm one of your supporters, and my question is, you keep saying that most definitely you owed Diamond an apology, which is true.
I owe
Um,
everybody an apology that got blamed. I mean, I didn't blame nobody. I honestly really
wait a
didn't do that.
minute. Wait a minute.
Okay, I owe everybody an apology for the haters.
Okay, true. But I think specifically the people that were actually accused, I did see that who is that? $2 did mention that to you, but I think publicly you should address $2, well, the 9, and we just heard about Angel, those specifically because those really got targeted because of that action. And I did hear you say you didn't know that they were being accused, but now that you know, I think a real apology, the same way that you did for Diamond, should go to these people that took that for so long.
I did for the haters. I did it yesterday on Friends with Attitude Live, and I did it on my live yesterday as well. And I'll do
Okay, I
it.
didn't see it. I'm sorry.
I apologize to everybody that was affected in the Pink Panther. Because I have to say everybody. Because tomorrow somebody else gonna come out.
At least it's safe to say that T has always said, if I have to go there, I'm gonna go below the pits of hell to the center of the core of the earth. T been taking accountability for not wanting to be that. I can't believe I'm doing this shit.
Because it's the truth. They acted like they surprised.
Right, and that's why it's like, god damn, you know.
I'd like to
If
ask a
y'all,
quick question.
y'all made her take it there.
Oh, I'm gonna let the ladies go first.
Blaze, you said you had a question.
I was gonna say, go ahead. I was just saying that
Somebody,
basically warning came before destruction, and shit, T, fuck, she ain't wrong here. She told you motherfuckers this is what she'll do if she gotta do it.
So excuse me, Blaze, you said you had a question.
sorry, Gabe, doing the most. All right, so I remember you saying that you have text messages still between you and Chef. So Chef doesn't have any more ammo on you. Does that mean you have more ammo on her that you will not even speak on?
I ain't got no
You don't
ammo.
have to answer the question. You can say comment.
I don't look at what we talk about in our friendship as ammo. That's not how I look at it. If you tell me something, that's not ammo to me.
Wrong choice of words then. I'm going to say if you wanted to speak on something, Chef, to her character that would make her look bad, but you won't. But are you saying that could be a possibility? Like I said, you don't have to answer. You can just say no comment. 'Cause we've been here before.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think that I think in our friendship there was things that happened. There was things that I found out that she was doing that I didn't know she was doing. There was things that I do know. But I don't know if it's not something I'm gonna, no, ain't nothing. Cause it ain't nothing no. What happened? If I felt like she was doing something wrong and I didn't tell her out my mouth, hey, you wrong for this shit. And now I come out here and I tell y'all, hey, guess what? She was wrong for this shit. What better am I? Like,
That's
on
what
real
she
shit.
did to you. So I guess that would apply to her as well.
So I guess my question is, the only way we'll expect you to speak up on anything or show messages when it or any type of receipts when it comes to Chef is if you are put in a predicament where you feel the need to defend yourself.
And to defend myself on who I am, on who I've been to her. And what she, like, that would be, it wouldn't be to use it to have a mad day. I did mention she was setting HB up. This is not in doing our friendship. That's the part that y'all keep missing. He sent that message in December.
So T, do you recall when Chef was saying that she felt like she took a lot of hits because of how she was portrayed publicly when she was supporting your platform?
That has nothing to do with me, how people work. People fight just like we all take hits. Just like Blaze take hits for you. Just like Frankie takes hits for you.
Can I elaborate on what I'm talking about?
Go ahead.
Okay, so she said when she was supporting your platform, at one point, she used to be directed from you on the back end to go in there and help regulate the space, which made people assume that she was trying to be an opportunist and was centering herself and was mean to your supporters. All the while, she was instructed to do that.
That is not correct. She told
That is a lie. Okay.
She told me, if you need me, let me know. I would text her because she has started doing things. She has started running her platform. She has started doing books. She has started battling. So when she would say, if you need me, let me know. When she would get there, my supporters and everybody in here would tell you, when they would blame her, I would say, I asked her to come. I always let it be known, I asked her to be here.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, that's just where, like we said, the conversation of character, it just appeared as though that Chef was saying that her character was tainted to protect yours. And you're flat out saying that's not true.
It's not. If anything, my character was tainted when it came out that I was defending somebody who was letting people talk about me behind my back. That would mean my character was tainted when I was sitting there standing 10 toes down saying she would never do that when it happened with G.I. Jane, and then somebody else to come forth and say she did it with them. Wouldn't that be to my character or discernment?
Discernment, more so. G.I. Jane, it's funny you mentioned that. So when G.I. Jane came to you saying that she was told things about you from Chef, are you stating in this moment that those things that were said were true?
I don't believe that. Okay. I don't believe that she was talking about me with G.I. Jane. But I do believe she was talking about me with HB. Because with G.I. Jane, she was willing to go to bat for herself and for what she said to G.I. Jane. With HB, she wanted to do everything on the back end. She wasn't as confident. With G.I. Jane, she was standing 10 toes in it. No, I didn't. She was going to bat for it. HB, not so much. She was just like, let's just do this on the back. We don't have to do this on the front. And I'm like, why? It happened.
Okay, so I did get a drop for you, Princess. It said, drop Princess, tell her to send an email. Don't know what that was about, but okay.
So can I ask things that I believe G.I. Jane was honest about, but not about. It's some things that I do see that G.I. Jane was saying, but not when it comes to us, because G.I. Jane didn't really know anything about me. Like, that's why and this is why I say I know that I told y'all, there's things that Chef did know that I knew for a fact she didn't tell G.I. Jane, because G.I. Jane would know that. That would be one of them, the Pink Panther page. There's something else that people don't know. Now, is it detrimental to anybody else? No, but it's my business. There are things that's my business that people don't know that she knows. And she hasn't told my business to other people.
T, may I ask you, I don't know if they asked
I'm
you
gonna
this
ask her
already,
something real quick. T, when you see me and Chef's dynamic now, what do you see? Like, what do you think it is?
I don't know. Initially, I didn't. You mean now?
Yeah, right now.
I don't know. Initially, like when she said the message and she said, "I know what the fuck I'm doing," I felt like she had a plan.
G.I. Jane, are you in the audience?
Now I think once y'all became close, I think that plan was put to the side, and I think that she rather the friendship with you than to seek out the plan.
and then I want to ask T, what what reason do you think she deflected with the Pink Panther situation in the conversation that y'all was having?
Because she knew what she said in the message. She knew who she was talking about. She knew I was telling the truth. And she kept telling y'all I was manipulating it. But it can't, y'all use that manipulating word real easy when it comes to trying to make people think that I'm manipulating y'all to believe something, but it comes out in the recording that I was telling the truth.
Okay, so I think that's where the conversation gets mixed up. Chef was saying you were being manipulative in the moment of making it seem like everyone knew that you were Pink Panther, that Diamond knew that you were
No,
Pink
she was saying
Panther.
it before that. She was saying it when I was reading the messages. And she kept saying, "This is why I don't do this. This is why I don't do this. You can't tell me what I was talking about. You can't tell me what I was talking about."
Okay, so yeah, maybe I heard the audio wrong, because the audio is long as hell, respectfully. A lot was said. Speaking of G.I. Jane, Jane is in the panel. Jane, your name was brought up. So
Hey, Bella.
you mentioned that Chef was talking to you about T, but T does not believe that that happened.
Yeah, I mentioned a while ago, now it's years now, but the first time I heard about T and a trip and she couldn't go and she was crying and Chef Foxy didn't have enough money for herself because she lost her job because of her health conditions, but she was still getting on the plane to go see T to go and console her. After that, it was conversation between me and another person that's not on the app no more. I will either be on the iPad or iPhone. She would have the other person on her other device, and she'll be talking to both of us. There was more things that she told to another person, but when I first went to $2 Live, I mentioned to Tea Time that I was not willing to talk about that on the app because I didn't know if it was true or not. So that's why I sent it to somebody she said was her brother. I sent a message to him so then he can go and talk to Tea Time, because why would I sit there and relay information I don't know is correct or not? So I know if it got to me, because I don't go live, it's all over the app. That's what I said in $2 Live. It's all over the app if it got to me.
Okay. So my question again, Tea Time, why didn't you believe what G.I. Jane had to say? What was the reason that you had doubts?
I just didn't believe she was talking about me behind my back.
Okay. So 2 years later, she still have the same stance that the things that were said about you were said. And so you still have the same stance, in other words?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything that she said about me. That's what I'm saying. I haven't heard nothing that she said about me.
G.I. Jane, you never provided proof of the things that was said to you?
No, because it was all on the phone and I don't record messages or I don't really text like that. And I definitely don't record phone calls. Like, that wasn't my thing. So, I mean, I didn't know about her dynamic of what was going on in her crib, outside her crib, until it was divulged to me. And it was about a few other people on the app that Chef was divulging information to me about, and to a few other people. When Tea Time first heard about it, it was supposed to have been a skit that was out of somebody else's mouth. That was not what I was stating. I stated what I stated, but I did tell Tea Time, no, I was not comfortable informing what her lifestyle could or could not be like on an app, That's why I decided to relay the message to somebody she said she was cool with to go ahead and talk to her about the things that was being said from her friend. But then that got brought to the app as, oh, well, you didn't know that such and such, my brother. I didn't give a fuck. My job in that situation, or what I thought my job was to be, knowing that T is a black woman and I'm also a black woman, was to sit down and inform her of what was going on behind her back. If it was true or not, it didn't matter to me whether it was true or not. It got back to me. So I thought, well, hey, I should go and inform, but I wasn't cool with Tea Time. I wasn't her friend or nothing like that.
So
She was
you
just
thought
somebody
you
who
were
had.
doing the right thing.
Yeah. That's why I didn't put it on $2 Live. She kept saying, well, throw it out there, put it out there. I'm like, no, I wouldn't want my information to be out there. If it was true or not, I wouldn't want it to be out there. So I'm going to use discernment and I'm going to say, no, I'm going to hit you up on the back end or find somebody else and I'll inform you there. But then it came back to the app as if I was trying to stir up shit.
Got you.
May I ask
Okay.
a question?
You may.
All right. So, when I used to speak to Chef Foxy,
You sound
she
low, by the
came to
way.
me. Sorry. Can you hear me
We can
better?
hear you better now.
All right. So, when I used to speak to Chef Foxy, she came to me and told me that G.I. Jane and her had a conversation regarding Kappa and King of Hearts. And she stated to me that G.I. Jane is the one that told her that King of Hearts told G.I. Jane that they were going to be reporting Chef and Tea Time's page. So are we saying that's a lie that Chef told everybody? Or is that the truth?
That's a lie. So for one, when I came to Chef, I said, Chef, well, that's not even, that has nothing to do with Tea Time. I don't want to, that's a rabbit hole that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Speaking to Chef's character, that's what we're talking about.
She may have went and said that, but you and Chef's conversation, I'm not privy to that conversation because I wasn't sitting on the phone with y'all. So I wouldn't know what she went and said. But as far as what I said, I know what I said, but what she told you, how would I know that? It wasn't a three-way. She said a lot of things.
I'm saying it's what she stated about you a lie. That's all I'm asking. Are you saying that you never said any of this stuff to her? Or did you? Or
I
did you
believe
say
that
that?
all that has been on the app and all that has been discussed. So I don't know what that has to do with Tea Time. Chef's character is
What I'm saying
flawed.
is she's lying.
Chef's character
So
is
she lied
flawed.
to me. So she lied to everybody.
She's been lying a lot. I've been saying that.
Okay, so will that be all? Was there anything else that you would like to add, Jane? I do appreciate you coming up to clear that up.
Oh, nothing else. Thank you, Bella, for having me up.
We appreciate you stopping in. Thank you. Okay. Jurors, is there anything else that y'all have for Tea Time while she is here?
Listen here, I had to wait till I went on break. Y'all chef is responsible for what she did.
So I have to
Responsible for
add
what I
something
did.
on to that.
The chef wasn't even around when I did it.
So T, when I spoke to you about that situation, you told me you were on that call and you heard G.I. Jane say that.
I was on the call. Chef was talking to G.I. Jane or me on the iPad. And yes, I did hear it be said.
Mm. So G.I. Jane is lying.
Yes.
I got a question for T. T, with you and Chef, with the history y'all have and feelings that I feel like still exist, would you ever be willing to have a conversation with Chef? Like even if not to like
No,
reconcile, but
we
to
good.
got it.
We
Okay.
good. We been good. It was just the fact that she was lying. Once she
Yeah.
said we weren't cool, we ain't cool. I didn't care about that. I mean, we already haven't been
Was you
cool.
not lying?
About what? I told Chef. What are you talking about? I went lying to her?
Bella, can I clear something up right quick?
So the only lie is
You talking about something between my friendship she knew about me. You got some stuff that you done told your friends that you done rolled in, right? That you done did in your past, right? What they got to do with what they got to do
you talking about on this app?
period in your past. Whatever you done in your past.
Yeah,
She
Jane,
found that
yes,
stuff
whenever you're ready.
Okay. Okay, so
I
I want to
mean,
clear.
but even when you told her, did you tell her that you doxed Diamond on the page?
How she know?
Girl, I'm asking you yes or no, hell.
She said it already. I told her about the page.
Go ahead, G.I. Jane.
Okay, I want to clear something up right quick. So when Chef was on the phone, 2 different devices with me and then Tea Time, Chef was FaceTiming both of us. Chef was on the bed. She was relaying wrong information, and I was saying, no, that's not what I'm saying, Chef, as we was on the phone. This was not a 3-way conversation. This was 2 different devices. So Chef was mixing up words at that time and going to her other device and saying, G.I. Jane is saying this. And I said, no, that's not what I'm saying. For one, I told Tea Time that her videos concerning whatever it is about her life is on somebody's page that nobody knows anything about because it has low numbers. That's what I told Tea Time. But Chef went and said all this other stuff because she was trying to get the llamas off her back for whatever reason. She felt like they was on her back. That was the issue. She needed somebody. She needed a team. She always needs somebody to be in her corner. She's always messaging people on the back end to come inside the boxes. So no, I did not lie. Your friend lied. And your friend relayed the wrong messages. We couldn't have heard each other because you was on one side of her bed and I was on the other on 2 different devices. So I just want to clear that up.
Was that all, Blaze?
Nothing to say. I wasn't on that phone call. This is only what T had told me. She said she heard it come out of G.I. Jane, or she was on that phone call. I don't know how it was relayed, but
It was 2 different devices, Blaze. So in order for
I wasn't
Tea
there,
Time,
so
I know you wasn't there, but in order for Tea Time to know what I was saying, Chef was relaying the message. She was going from one side of the bed to the other. I was telling Chef, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that somebody has Tea Time's information about her friends, everything, and they're talking mess on this whole little troll page. That's what I was telling Chef to tell Tea Time. Chef was making up shit. Because at that time, she thought that the llamas was attacking her page and she was getting bananaed every 5 seconds. So she needed leverage for that. So she used Tea Time for that leverage, as I've been saying before. So no, I didn't lie. I don't need to lie. I don't know none of y'all. I don't give a fuck about none of y'all on some for real shit. I don't have a platform I need to be using up here. I don't need none of that. So I don't know why you keep saying I'm lying. Lying for what? What am I gaining for lying on you? For what?
I mean, well, hell, both parties been lying, so it ain't too far fetched that we feel like other people lying. I feel like the bottom line is they both messier than what they tried to appear to be. They both like they both did the same thing. Period. And I don't care how it came out, whether Chef was having a mad day or not, it should have been came out, and T was dead wrong for that, and that shit was weird, and that's just what it is.
I wasn't wrong. I already said I was wrong.
I'm not talking to you.
Okay, but I already said I was wrong.
I don't care how many times you said it. I'm gonna say it again.
You can keep saying it, but I'm not.
I don't care how many times you said it.
You can say it as many times as you need to.
I know, and I'm still gonna say it. The hell?
Bella, I'm going to finish up Sunday cleaning. Thank you for having me. This is good. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, do y'all need me for anything else?
No, that'll be all. At least for me anyway.
Okay. Let me know if y'all need me again. If y'all need me to say I'm, wrong 20 more times, ain't nobody gonna do shit to me. Y'all have a good day.
Are you a part of the
hell no. See, here we go with that diamond shit. Here we go with that diamond shit.
What y'all gonna do about me?
Here we go with that diamond shit. What y'all gonna do about it? That shit be so goddamn weird. That shit be so weird. That shit be so.
You gonna say the same thing, Trina?
And then when they do something, and CPS show up at the door with some weird shit, then you're crying. So don't. Yeah, that's doing something, motherfucker. You must grab out your mind.
Okay, so then what? Because ain't nobody
Girl,
told who they was
ain't no goddamn, ain't no goddamn deal what you're wrong, and you gonna be wrong till
ACPS been
kingdom
called
come.
on you, Trina.
You gonna be wrong till kingdom come.
ACPS been called on you.
You heard what
As
I
long
said.
as
You
you
trying
got
to
your shit
deflect.
together, you should never be scared of CPS.
I sure ain't.
Girl, you deflecting. You heard. You know what I'm
I
saying.
sure ain't. Like I said again. I did what I did. Now
And
what?
you was dead wrong till
Okay,
kingdom
now
come.
what? And I was.
And you still wrong.
Okay.
So hold on. So Trina.
Okay, wrongy.
All right. So hold on, Trina. I have a question. So
She said
T,
you
my
was
question to you is,
cool.
I
I
sure
still
was wrong for that stealing that TV, and now I do it
so,
again.
so hold on. So hold on, please. One moment. I'm asking a question to T since Trina, she's adamant. It's nothing that you could have done or that they could have done over there that justified you going to that extreme. I didn't hear you actually say like what they were actually doing to you that made you just say, fuck it, I'm going to put your criminal background out there. Like I still haven't heard that part
I
of it.
actually did. They played it in the clip, Bella. You heard all that. I said I had the screenshots and stuff. When you were playing the clip, I said it multiple times. When you were playing the clip, it was said in the clip.
Remember when she spoke about the real names that were screenshotted from the website? Those were the people who were
Oh, so
attached to Rick T.
that was the justifiable
The
reason.
shit with Gen X. The
That
stuff,
was the form
it was
of it, right?
justifiable to me to respond. Yes. I did not think what I did was diabolical by showing a person's criminal record. Was I trying to dox them? No. Showing a person's criminal, we show criminal records on here all the fucking time. What are you talking about?
And it's fucked up.
Y'all show us his criminal records now as we speak.
And
What are we
every
talking
time
about?
it's horrible. It's
Okay, but
terrible.
I didn't know. So it's horrible showing a criminal record? Okay, now I got it.
That's the
Oh
thing.
my God.
If you don't want your criminal record on social media, you shouldn't have had your ass taking a picture. Now let's keep it 1,000.
Girl,
They
you
can't
sound
have it to
ridiculous.
post it.
That's just
They
like,
can't have it to post if you don't fucking do it
dox
now.
her.
so since you did what you did, it was okay for your mama and your daughter to come on here talking to us, right, Poozy?
Girl, yeah, they can say whatever the fuck they want
Oh,
to say.
okay.
Long as we know the
I'm
truth,
just
it
saying,
don't
I
matter
was
what
not
y'all
trying to
believe.
dox. I'm gonna say this again. I was not trying to dox her. Back then, I didn't know to cross stuff out. We learned a lot of shit on this app. We learned a lot of shit, but was my intentions to dox her and show her address and stuff? No. That
And
was
why I
not my
didn't have
intention.
intentions of doing that
My
shit to Nina?
intention
Shit
was
happened to you.
exactly. My intentions was to show this who y'all follow, and this person's been harassing me, harassing people, bullying people. This who y'all follow, and this person got a that thief. She all of this shit that was on the record. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't trying to expose her address, her name, none of that shit. Now today I
So
know.
your goal was to speak to her character.
Yes. I've been saying that the whole time. It was not to dox her. Wasn't nobody trying to dox her. Hey, this is where she lived. Put her house up. No, that was not at all what I was doing.
Well, no, I was just saying in general the dangers behind it. I don't ever
Right.
condone.
I do not know that now. I put my own information up on myself. I've had to go back and delete it out of my videos because I've now learned. Now, back then, wasn't nobody popping up at your house with no CPS, none of that. None of that shit.
Okay, so do you? Okay, I do gotta ask this question because again, understanding both sides. Do you feel like the people that was jumping down on you about the things that you did? Do you feel like some of them people should be sitting out the conversation?
No, don't nobody got to sit out the conversation. This is a conversation. It's open. It was public. I'm not saying nobody needs to be quiet. I'm not asking nobody to be quiet. People are open to their opinions.
Let me
And for
rephrase
people
my
that
question.
said I can't be bullied 2 years ago versus today, I stand 10 toes down in my shit. And I'm going to go toe to toe with you from my own self. I ain't making shit, no page, no nothing. Back then, ain't nobody know. It was a hard fight back then. But I've learned a lot in 2 years. A lot.
Let me rephrase my question. My question is for the people that were chastising you, given some of the things that they themselves have done, do you feel like some of those people should have kept their opinion to themselves, or you
No,
still feel like
I feel like
whether
people can say
they?
what they want to say. I don't believe in making people be quiet about anything.
What's a lie?
didn't say nothing about bullying back then. What are you talking, Trina? You don't even know what you're talking about. That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know what I'm talking about, but I'll be one of the main people that you call because you know I was around. Yes, the fuck
I
I do
call
know.
you.
See,
When
you've
did I call you,
always
Trina? What?
girl calling to a live or saying ask Trina or Trina, is this true? You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Not about back then. The
Girl,
only thing
you
that I call about
you
you
have
was the
not
things that happened
changed.
between me and
You
you.
you have not changed who you try to claim you is, the type of person you is. You
You a
haven't.
motherfucking lie. I've come very far. Just because you
Please.
ain't
Change
grown in 2
comes
years.
with
Well, I ain't gonna say just
action,
because you ain't grown in 2 years, because you
Trina.
definitely grown.
That's my point, Poozy. What different actions has she taken?
You
If
gotta give
anything,
her
we
a
just now
chance,
find.
Trina.
I've
Okay,
changed. I have
which
changed.
means the change hasn't happened.
Obviously, I ain't got no page, but you wouldn't know
Okay,
that.
so what we
What?
gonna do? Put on the 90-day probation?
Oh, I don't care. My point is all this playing stupid. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't mean to do it for this reason. That's my point. Stop playing.
No, I said what I said and I stand on it. Just like you have your
Yeah, and
opinion,
you're
I have my
lying.
opinion.
And you're lying.
What? Girl, bye. Ain't nobody got to lie. You can say what you
Yeah.
said. I ain't lied about a goddamn thing. My story been the same for the last, and I've told this story multiple times.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I have.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
Only
I
one
Trina, is
said
it
have.
so
safe
was
to say
Proxy.
is it safe
Okay,
to
so
say that
one
we are
moment.
extremely disappointed in T's
So,
actions about the Panther doxing?
Oh, I'm not disappointed because
Y'all
I've
can be
been telling
disappointed.
y'all this whole wasn't shit
Yes.
for months, for a long time. So I already
I wasn't
knew.
shit, but you block and unblock me and try to be my friend every chance you get.
okay.
That's so
So
cute.
tea time.
He
You
trying to
said
be
that
your
you
friend.
already spoke to it, right?
Okay,
One
my
moment.
bad.
So T, you said you spoke to it, but Proxy herself came up here and said you said you was the Pink Panther page, but they were not privy to what Pink Panther did. So do you not understand why it's like, okay, you said it, but we're just like, yeah, I used to be Pink Panther. To them, it's like, oh, okay, you were just a
I
page.
understand that. I was a blog. I posted videos of I did what the bloggers do. Posted it. Now, y'all looking at the doxing. Let's say we take that video off that with our criminal record. Will we still be having this conversation?
Okay.
Nope.
So as far as the conversation, as the doxing part, more than likely no.
So
But here's
basically, if she wouldn't have, so basically,
so
what she's
hold
asking is, if
on,
she
hold
wouldn't have
on,
doxed
please.
her, would she be getting blamed for doxing? No, because you wouldn't have doxed her.
I'm talking about the page. The
Okay.
page.
All right. So I feel like the point is being missed. T, yes, you're acknowledging, oh yeah, I've admitted that I was the page. I talked about the page, but you talked about the name. Proxy, she respects you to a T, but she is saying they were not aware of the depths of the things you did on that page.
I understand that.
So
I admit, right?
I just feel
I
like
didn't go into. I did not go into the details of the page. And I always say when I go into my experience, those who know. Those who were there were there. I didn't know. I'm not going to go into every single detail about the page. People back then that knew the page, they knew what was on the page.
But
it's not more
T,
so.
but what?
Hold on, please. So T, it's not about every single detail. It's the fact that they just was not made privy to what you did in general on the page is what was being said. They didn't know nothing you did. It was just like, oh, I was Pink Panther a long time ago. It was a troll page, and that was it. It wasn't no,
I said
yo,
I posted videos and stuff. Now I didn't say I doxed. I did not say I doxed because
did you
again,
explain what the videos was about?
no, I did not go into depth about what the videos about. No, I did not.
So in a sense, you was not transparent about what you were doing on that page. So it's coming off like, oh, I was honest. I told everybody what the page. Technically, it was a white lie. It was like, yeah, I was behind the page, but I ain't going to tell y'all everything I did on there. So if like perfect example, if Proxy was to say, oh no, fuck that, chef, why you saying that she's capable and da-da-da, and whole time she's like, well, you didn't explain to us. Like it puts people in bad positions when they're trying to speak up and they don't even know, like, hey, like I had somebody reach out to me personally and say, why are they making this a big deal? T just said the other day that she was Pink Panther until they started listening to the depths of what Pink Panther did. So they heard you acknowledge the page is what you do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I understand what you're saying.
Okay. That's
So,
all I'm
so
saying.
let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
When all the people come out of their pages, Do they say, hey, this page is about this page is about this, but or do you guys already know what the page is about because you're here in the moment seeing the pages? Do people explain to you what their page is about? Do Proxy explain what her page is about? Do these TikTok trees explain what their page is about? Do 411 explain what their page is about? Is everybody going to this depth about what their page is about? Or do you just know what the page is about?
They don't have to. We know who they are. You were hiding.
Right. You don't know who those people are behind those pages.
You were hiding.
You don't know who
You
they
were
are behind those
hiding.
pages. You have
We
no
knew
idea.
we knew who For the Haters was because we know who Jet
You
is.
don't
Proxy
know
has
who
revealed
411
herself.
is.
Okay,
You
You
so
were
in
hiding.
fairness,
You're lying.
You were hiding.
You're
in
lying.
fairness,
I'm
hold on.
lying. For the
You're
Haters was
lying. You don't know
Rajetta
who those
before
Wait,
people
she was
wait,
For the
wait,
are.
wait,
Haters.
wait. Now
For
see
the
here,
Haters
wait,
was
wait, wait.
Rajetta before
Now
she was
see
For the
here, wait, just
Haters.
1 minute, Trina. See, here is how things get blamed with For the Haters. I'm not even in that. And I will tell any blogger from my mistake, do not come out and tell who you are, because either they're going to blame you for what work you've done and what you've shown, or they're going to do this, and it's used however you all feel like using For the Haters example. Right now, it's being done positively by Trina, but in the next breath, it'll be, oh yeah, I'm the one who exposed the bitch For the Haters when I exposed myself.
Exactly. Nobody knows who's behind these pages. That's my point.
That's all.
But I still tell them, don't tell. And I stand on that. Proxy will tell you, I've been knowing who she was. Have I ever told who Proxy is? Never, and never will. Because of this fuck shit that you all do about bloggers. But I'm going to tell you, it's a difference. When you have a hate page, you all are combining bloggers with hate pages, where hate page target one person and that's it. And blogging is not hate pages. So that needs to be cleared up.
Let me say that my page was definitely targeting the mafia and what she allowed to happen in that space. Remove that video from the showing her record. All those videos that was on that page was showing the things that were going on, the people that were being bullied, and many more things. That's why people that you guys that still sit in her camp today were inboxing that page, thanking the page for highlighting what was happening on that, which people came up and spoke about today. So you take away the part where I exposed the record. Those other videos were exactly what I'm saying. I'm no victim. I am no victim, but I didn't always get it right.
Can I say?
I don't always get it right.
Thank you for clarifying the intentions of the Pink Panther page.
Okay. So that's simply what I was just speaking to. It's the fact that, again, it wasn't the depths that was speaking on. It was just like, hey, this is the page. And it was like, all right, well, she admitted that she was the page, but it wasn't what y'all knew that she was admitting to. Okay. And as a result, that's why the conversation is like a oh shit. Like a whoa, like that was you that did all that? It was you that said all. So let's not get it twisted. The things that was put on the page, it displayed some shit. It did. It wasn't like, if we're going to remove the doxing out of it, it showed things that was going on in the show that some would deem problematic if it was happening in other spaces. And I think frustration is that people are, because again, she's standing in the accountability of the doxing, but the frustration, I could be wrong, correct me if I am, is that y'all are bypassing everything else that she brought awareness to that was going on over there. Am I right or wrong? Because I don't want to misspeak.
Yes, you are right.
Okay, so I can see both sides where, okay, the criminal record and all that was like, whoa. But if we just going to keep it strictly to TikTok, I feel like if she did that page without bringing her personal life into it, it actually would have sparked a conversation that more than likely could have been had. Like, okay, well, this is the accusation here. Let's talk about it. Because now this situation over here overshadows what she said to be her experience and the things she's witnessed. Do you see what I am saying? Do y'all understand? Two things can be true at once.
And
Yes.
like I just said, what Trina was deflecting from and not just being honest. We don't know who's behind these pages that we doing recaps from. And as it was said, $2 was blamed for doing a recap from Panther, right? We don't know who's behind these recap pages. Nobody's coming forth saying this is me telling y'all who they are. So if that's the case, then all of us are cowards.
Solely because when I do the recap, one on camera, from my page directly, and my voice, I don't know. Y'all like
I'm
just
talking
like
about.
me, like I'm trying
I'm not
to.
talking about y'all. I'm talking about people that's behind the blogger pages.
Oh, so you say
You
you feel
don't
like the
know. You
You
bloggers?
don't
talking
know
about
who those people are.
like Speedy Cobra, these TikTok streets, like we don't know them. They're not gonna tell who they are. But then we do Bella saying like we have Mad Cow, we got Empress, we got Tyra with the Y. So
Right. I'm
but
thinking of the pages that people are getting most of their information from.
they're not
411.
gonna tell on themselves.
Exactly.
Oh, wait. Now we got, okay, let me shift my wig for this part. Understand something. Y'all do know, now this is where it get tricky, T. Y'all do know that the vloggers and accountability court, we have very much respect for y'all. Cause understand something. The vloggers only capture what the people say and do. Is that, or is that not correct?
That is 100% true.
There are blogger pages that post records as well. You have Anonymous T. You have, come on, let's be honest.
So hold on, because I want us to, since we talking about it, hold on. Court is adjourned because we're going into a whole nother direction. With the vloggers, outside of the whole posting records and shit, because I'm gonna keep it a being with you. The only one I've known to had any inklings of doing that was Blaze. He find out you did some shit. It was about whatever. So hold on. Hold on. Let's slow it down, guys. Blaze wasn't doing it behind smoke and mirrors. He talked about it directly. It was no secret. Since we're talking to that point, now let's move over here to the vloggers, right? Shout out to the vloggers like Proxy, like For the Haters, like 411, Karma. I live for this. It's a lot of them out there. TikTok Tattletale. They only post what people are talking about on the lives. Am I correct?
Now, back then, that wasn't the case.
In 4K, true.
That's what I'm saying. Now that's how it is because people are using these pages to recap. Back then, it wasn't that. And that's what I'm trying to explain. There were people behind pages doing what they do. The TikTok Biz, Panther Power. Then I came out with Pink Panther because it was a fight back. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Right now, today, people are now using these videos to go back and recap. They wasn't doing that back then.
Yo, you said that your personal information was given out back then?
Oh, I'm sorry, Frankie.
No, in fairness, because again, I could give credit where it's due. Technically, 2 years ago, gotta give a shout out to the 9 because they technically they were the ones that kind of brought the recap and they kind of made it a thing. So it actually was a thing back then. It just it sparked. They kicked it off.
They made it start, right? It wasn't none of that before the 9. That's you had Panther Power. You had those pages were going
Messy
after.
was a page. I definitely remember Messy as Hell.
That was
Messy as Hell was a
later.
page.
That was later.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm trying to
Okay, but
say.
T, you are using those pages as if they're blogging pages, and it's a difference. And I think blogging
That's
pages
what it
are
was back
catching.
then for the hater.
No,
I understand what you're saying. That's why I said it
I
wasn't.
know, but
We were
the
fighting with the
audience
pages.
need to know that because
Saying that we were fighting with the pages last 2 years ago. It was no such thing as recapping. People were going after people with those pages. That's what I'm
right,
trying to say.
but for the
That's the
new
truth.
people, right? You're absolutely right. But for the new people right now, when you say we created these pages, like the bloggers, because there's no bloggers back then, you are making it seem as if those pages were doing the same thing that bloggers are doing, and that's not true. Those pages were created just to destroy or to get back.
Or bring awareness.
Right, right. All of that. Right, absolutely. And
Okay.
I'm not saying you are wrong for doing whatever you did. What I'm saying as a blogger is don't make them seem like they're one and the same because they're not.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Okay, love.
Why don't the bloggers, and be honest, because I'm not blaming y'all, why don't they tell people who they are?
Well, I've told them not to, whether they listen to me or not.
Why
In
though?
all fair, let me tell you why. Because we're showing what everybody else is doing in 4K. But then when we show it, people get angry and start lying. Well, bitch, I saw you do such and such. That's not what our page is about. It's about showing, and they shouldn't tell. But if I
I
have a
agree with you. I'm
page,
not
if
going
I have
against
a
y'all. Let me
page
say,
that I'm
hold on,
targeting
Hold
somebody,
on. Let me say
okay,
that
I'm
I'm not
sorry.
going against the bloggers. I agree. I'm in line with them. But what I'm saying is to say, oh, you were doing it from a page that nobody knew who it was, as many of people are that are posting things to bring in awareness, whether it's lives, whether it's they pointing something out that other creators have done, regardless of anything, they're not doing it from their main page.
You're right, but that's not called blogging. That's the thing
Whatever you
that
want to call it, I'm just saying everybody's doing. Okay, what I'm saying is we don't know who nobody is.
okay.
That's all I'm saying. Whether you're doing it for
Okay,
the
but
creator
how
or the
many main
works.
okay, but how many main pages do we not know who people are? So
Exactly.
we're not throwing the main pages in there. We're mixing that dog out page with blogging and not a dog out page with regular commenters. So if you're going to say that, it's plenty of people behind regular pages that we don't know who they are. They get in the panel, talk their shit. But we're not going to sit up. Well, I'm not going to sit up and have people to throw in bloggers with a diss page. That those are two completely different. If
Okay.
that's the case, throw everybody who does not expose who they are then.
Okay. Well, at that
Exactly.
time, it wasn't that many creators doing no fucked up shit. So it was one side against another. It was one side of people that was being harassed, there was people being done wrong, and there was another side of the people that were doing it. Let's just call it what it is. That wasn't Bella, it wasn't HB, it wasn't Chef Foxy, it wasn't Tea Time and Poozy. Am I lying?
She not, y'all. Like sometimes you like when shit start happening, when stuff start happening to you, all of a sudden, and we as the host know it was like I want to still be heard, and T has been heavy on saying that voices do need to be heard. So her Pink Panther page, she's saying, wasn't with the intent to dox Diamond. After her actions, she realized that she did, but the page was intended to show what was happening to her. So yeah, you can't go against
Other
the
people.
energy
There
in
were
your
other
full
people.
skin every
Can I
time.
put a pin in that for
That's not
one moment?
true.
So I want to put a pin in what Poozy just said, because the page was to bring awareness to what was happening to you, how she was being done.
And other people too, because Angel was on that page too. What was happening to Angel was on that page.
Okay. But T-Time, recently, right, if I'm not mistaken, recently you made a statement of people is moving a certain way because they feel some type of way about that creator. I believe Blaze was being accused of moving some type of way on my behalf because of that creator.
Mm-hmm.
However, so right, even though I've said out my own mouth, now I can say it directly to you. When I've moved on, I've moved on. So when you was conflating situations that had one that had nothing to do with the other, that's why I said that was a problematic narrative, because he's speaking to a situation that was happening in that moment, but you followed up by saying that people feel some type of way because they know who Diamond is and they still try to get close to her and all these other things. It came off like you was trying to downplay other people's experiences with her, like they was, or let me speak for myself, as if I was holding on to what was done to me and how I was treated, when I'm like, why are you bringing it up?
That's how it came off, and I'll tell you why. What happened between me and Diamond happened between me and Diamond 2 years ago. I'm not still carrying that into today. I'm not still dragging her. I'm not still jumping in panels because of whatever happened between me and her. So what I see people doing is, even after they've had their issue with Diamond, whenever somebody else have an issue with her, they take their issue that they had with her and bring it to the issue that's happening today, and then they merge them. I did not merge them. I was not merging anything that I experienced with Diamond into today. What happened between me and Diamond back then, when we were not getting along, I was bringing an awareness to everything that was happening to us at that time. Once I let it go and everything was water under the bridge, even after we weren't even cool, before she even extended the olive branch to me, I was not jumping in panels even then, trying to, every time somebody brought her name up or whatever. I had 5 videos on that Panther page, 5. That Panther page was up for a month, not even 2. So I was not carrying that into year after year after year. If y'all don't understand what I'm saying, cool, but I still don't do it.
That's not that we're saying we don't understand, right? Because if the conversation, you were asked the question, you answered it truthfully. So I guess what I'm trying to understand is, if a conversation is being had and someone is speaking to their experience, why would that be considered that they're carrying hurt when they're just simply saying, hey, look, I don't feel like you're lying because I've been there, done that with her. Why make them?
I haven't. When people speak on their experience, I acknowledge their experience. What I speak on is when I defend and I say, well, I don't think, or I give my opinion, and then somebody comes in and attacks me because of my opinion, because they don't like her. That's the same thing I didn't want people doing to me.
But you are using your experience right now to defend.
In isolation, my experience. Yeah, I'm not taking my experience and putting it on your experience or Bella's experience.
But T, that's what you're doing right now. So you got to look at it. But you got to look at it like this. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I think a lot of times where people are still saying that, hey, T, you're deflecting. Hey, T, you're doing this, because that is what you're doing.
What? People are. Hold on.
Let me keep it up. T, let me say it. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me explain. So where I look at it as is that, okay, you took accountability for the doxing. You took accountability for the page. But then, to me, it feels like then you say, well, I did it because of this, and I did it because of that. That's kind of like walking back out of your accountability.
No, it's not. No, it's not, because people ask me why. That's the problem. Y'all sit there and ask people, well, why would you do that? And then I say, well, because this was happening to me. And then you say, oh, that's not an excuse.
Why answer it?
Well, don't ask the question. Because then if I don't answer it, they're going to say you're not accountable.
But that's not true. That's not true. To me, if you're saying, okay, I'm going to take accountability. I was wrong for what I did. I was wrong for this. I think like when you go to speak to it again, it starts to look like excuses, and it is.
Okay, so
I'm just saying, T, and it's nothing. It's nothing like to get you riled up or anything. I'm just saying, like as a person on the outside looking in, that's kind of how it looks. And I know you might be saying, I know you're saying that, hey, that's not what I'm doing, but it just kind of looks that way. I'm just being honest.
okay, so giving a reason, if somebody asks you, well, why would you do that? Or what happened to make you do that? And I say, none of your business. That's how I should handle it?
Okay, so I've been in a predicament where I've had to say, there's no excuse that I can give. There's no excuse for it. Like when I'm giving my apologies or whatever, it's like, you know what, there's no excuse for it. The bottom line is I was in the wrong. It's like
an example of that, Bella, that you did that here on this app.
Okay, so that's a good question. I would have to come back to that because I definitely believe that when I've given apologies myself, I think I did. I don't even think, matter of fact, that creator, when the situation happened, I didn't give an excuse right then and there. I just stood in that moment and said, you know what? I was wrong. I didn't have to react the way that I did. I'm actually glad you asked that question because some would not remember that I actually apologized to that creator. I went to that creator in her live into her panel and I said, I apologize. I said I did not need to react the way that I did. I didn't follow up with an excuse as to, oh, because I was lied on. I didn't do none of that. Now, that is a fact. That did in fact happen. So I didn't use a excuse. I just simply took ownership in where I went wrong. So thank you so much, T-Time, for asking that question because it actually...
I don't know what situation that was again.
I'm sorry?
What situation was that?
The situation was when I once supported the creator. I went live one day when she wasn't live. The live transpired into a conversation that turned into people expressing their grievances for her. When that happened, information got brought back to her, like I was saying things that was disparaging about her and made her look a certain type of way, things that were not true. When I tried to clear things up with her, I wasn't heard. I was shut down, okay? As a result, I lashed out. I said things that I shouldn't have said. I did things that I shouldn't have done then. Then I came back, went to her platform, went into her panel, and apologized, looking back on my part, despite feeling that I was done wrong in a sense. In that moment, it was not time for me to point the fingers at her. I can only control how I react. And that's where my accountability had to come in. It's how I reacted to the way I felt. Okay. Apologize.
So do not answer. Okay, so I apologize. I was wrong. And so moving forward, don't answer any questions.
So I think what Bella, with the example you just used is different because you're speaking directly to said individual and having a conversation directly with them to take accountability for what you said. So I get why you handled it that way. But when you're in the masses of things, like you on different panels that Diamond's not on, I can see why people are asking T these questions. They even ask for receipts. So basically, when she said that she did what she did, and then now people are asking questions, had she have dropped from that panel, they would have exploded it more than it was. So I think her owning what she did, and I asked T these questions because I wasn't there when everything happened, but she went live afterwards when I came in. And I asked her all of these questions about, like, why did she do it and everything like that. Now, I also looked at it like, well, if it was the mafia doing it, why not go after them? She explained that it was a different culture back then. But I guess answering questions and trying to just go out of your way to absolve yourself of any responsibility are two different things. So I don't think it's justification. I don't think she's trying to justify it. I think she did say that she was wrong. I asked her, what did she feel like she was wrong for? Was it the doxing part or was it just the entire thing? She said the entire page. She would, if today, she would just fight from her own page. She will fight her battles from her own page. So basically, and honestly, if we're going to be real about it, even if T did fight from her own page and she called out the mafia, I believe Diamond would have took offense to that anyway. She would have been like, yeah, they don't like the mafia in these streets. And she would have took it personal anyway. But I agree that T shouldn't have created the page. I think she should have stood on it from her own page. And I think she should have went after the mafia. I said I would have held the whole fuck the mafia campaign. But we know that if T would have even did that, Diamond would still be like, yeah, because, they don't like the mafia, fuck the mafia, and she would have took it personal anyway. It would have had to be put on the floor anyway. So if we're going to be real, we got to be real on both sides. I love T, but I did tell T that I wouldn't have fought from that page. I would have just stood toe-to-toe with Diamond about it. I would have went to Diamond, and like if it wouldn't have stopped, then yeah, I would have really been like, hell the fuck, okay, let's get it on then, obviously. But I just think it's a lot of bullshit going on, and I've seen things.
That's something that I would do today. I had to learn. I had to literally learn it. And just like Asia Baby said in the comments, there were several campaigns. There was a lot of people trying to fight back, but I was still wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not taking away any responsibility. I haven't threw nobody under the bus. I haven't blamed nobody else for doing it. I haven't told nobody else, gave any other names, nothing. I stand in it by myself.
T, I agree with you on this
Basically,
right here.
you be damned if you do it, damned if you don't, right? Because it don't matter if you did it from a fake page or a real page, they're going to move the goalpost and say you're stalking her or you're obsessed with her. They move the goalpost. So it's, no matter what you do, they're going to try to find some fault.
And I'm going to say this.
Can I say something real quick?
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to keep saying my intent. I didn't say, let me dox this woman. Let me put out her address. I wasn't trying to do that. If I put up some information now, I black stuff out, even my own information. I didn't know that back then. So it wasn't nothing intentional. We learn from our mistakes. We learn, oh, fuck, damn, oh, shit, the information is on there. You had to make the mistake or you learned it from somebody else's mistake. How do you learn if the mistake isn't made? Now, if I continue to do it, I will understand. But I wasn't doing that to hurt her or to put her address up. That wasn't my intention. Did it happen? Yes. But nobody was trying to put her address up or nothing. I was trying to show like, shit, y'all following this motherfucker with this record? The same thing y'all do now, just from your own page. Would I do it from my own page now? Yes, and I do. I do the shit from my own page now.
Okay, so I guess what I can ask you is, as of now, clearly you said that y'all are in a better space since then, but remove yourself from the situation. In your opinion, do you feel like things have not changed over there, that they still treat people the way they treated you?
I think I understand the dynamics, some dynamics more, and I do think that, so the mafia back then wasn't nothing like the people over there now. And I'm telling you that for sure. They had a team. You can give names of the team. They don't have that today. Diamond don't have no mafia today. She got the comments, she got that, but they had a camp. So back then, it was a lot more people that were coming at you from pages like this, like your page, like all of these pages. They were all in favor of the mafia. They're not around no more. Those people have left. And they're saying it in the comments. Those people are not there no more. So the stuff that's happening now is more so with people personally that they have with Diamond.
Okay, can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm saying, T, is that, okay, so accountability is for self, right? And you have taken accountability. Definitely you have. And I truly believe that you didn't mean to dox or whatever. I truly believe that from you. But what I'm saying is that the explanation to everybody else that don't really care, because they're going to keep coming at you with different questions, trying to trip you up, try to make you beat you down and everything. I think that you have explained yourself to your supporters. Your supporters understand. Proxy is a huge supporter of yours. She understands. So I think that that's the only people that deserve that explanation, and you have given it, and now you have given it to the masses. I just feel like going forward for you and your sanity, don't keep explaining yourself, because you have done that and you have taken accountability, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You were last night.
I agree with you, Frankie. And I think we can both understand that it is a situation of you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Because when Bella doesn't, like when Bella's under scrutiny and she doesn't, like Bella's good at that. Like she usually doesn't explain. She usually doesn't, but they're still gonna linger on, and then it's gonna be like basically what people will do is document it in history as if everything that everybody else pushed onto you is facts, right? So basically, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. If T over explains, people are going to say, oh, she's justifying her behavior. If Bella doesn't explain, people are going to say, well, what the other side is saying must be true. You did do that, and that's what you did.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like you really can't win for losing, and I did tell T that. So it's basically about your personality and how you want to handle it.
And I was going to say, because it all depends. When you know you are telling the truth in the circumstance, no matter if it's told 6 months or years later, the truth don't change. And that's why I'm not in the show business of explaining myself like I used to. Before, I used to do the back and forth and the trying to prove this and show that. And once I realized that people going to believe what they want regardless, man, say what you want. It don't make me or break me. And once I got that mindset, that's how I was able to move on and be great on my side of the app.
Well, I'm gonna say I can't move like that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. If I have a page and I point out stuff, right? I point out this, I point out that. If something is pointed out to me and I don't stand in it and be like, yeah, I did that shit. Yeah, that happened. Then who the fuck am I to point out anything else or bring awareness to anything else if I can't stand in the shit that I've done? And that's just how I feel. If I done it and somebody bring it up to me, I'm going to say, yeah, I did do that. You know, I did. And if they bring it up 2 years from now, I'm still going to say, yeah, that's true. Right? At the end of the day, that's how I move. That's just me.
Okay. I guess it's more so because I'm still sitting in the audience. It's not more so of a, you know what, this is weighing on me. I want to do the right thing. Let me tell her. It was more like your hand was forced. You had no choice but to face it. So, respectfully, when motherfuckers think they about to force my hand for me to address some shit, I'm like, believe what the fuck you want. And when you realize that motherfucker was lying, it is what it is. Again, so we are two different people. I don't know.
Like I said, the person that I was 2 years ago, the things that I did 2 years ago, I'm not doing that today. But again, I can't make nobody believe that. I can't make nobody believe. I can't make, people just have to either believe it or don't, and that's okay. I can't get mad if they be like, nah, T, I don't try. I can't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I can't make nobody believe. I can't be mad if don't nobody believe. But now that people know the information, if you choose not to fuck with me, you don't have to. The people that knew the information still chose to fuck with me and then told y'all, oh yeah, she did this, right? That person didn't find out behind the scene. I told that person out of my mouth what I did. And that person still chose to fuck with me regardless. So at the end of the day, I'm telling, now y'all know. So that's now your choice.
Can you kind of understand? And I will mention it because we did hear it in the clip. But can you understand Capper's perspective?
No, hell no, I can't. Hell no, I can't understand Catholic perspective.
Before you go in, Can I explain why I'm saying that? I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't expect that reaction. Kappa's point of view was, T, you got on me because I allegedly doxed someone in your panel and you told me to apologize to him, but yet you didn't make it right with the woman that you doxed.
No, I got on her for doxing in my panel. She didn't, whatever Kappa do to Blaze outside of my platform is on her. She did it in somebody else's space. I ain't never told nobody to apologize for shit. They done, don't bring that shit to my space.
So technically she lied because she said you told her to apologize to him. She needs to
No, she
apologize.
did it in my space.
Wouldn't she just need to apologize to you for disrespecting you in your space and fuck the
He did it.
Like, do you understand? Okay.
Yeah, she can apologize to me for doing it in my space, but she told me that wasn't doxing. That's why I say we talk about this doxing shit. What's doxing and what's not. She even said this not doxing. It's public information. Everybody already seen it before. So if we're going off of her logic, I actually didn't dox Diamond. If we're going by her logic. Because she said, this is not doxing. Everybody already seen this.
Where I think some people should be sitting this conversation out and shouldn't have nothing to say.
But no.
Could I say something after them? I can't turn on my camera. That's why I have to talk about
There's
this.
my stalker.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure who you were when you was requesting up. I wasn't sure if it was a mistake. Can y'all pause for a moment because she was waiting.
Why am I mad? Hold on 1 second. Whatever I did, I didn't do it in nobody's spaces. I made my own page and I did what I did on my own. I didn't go in nobody's spaces. I didn't do none of that shit. So at the end of the day, I did what I did on my own and I stood in, and whatever came with it, I have to deal with the consequences on my own. Now, I didn't bring other people in it with me. So at the end of the day, when you go to somebody's space and you dox them, just like, and if that's the case, Heartbreaker doxed me on Diamond Panel. I mean, we could go through this all day, but then I'll be deflecting then. Right? I'll be deflecting then. Because if we don't go there about doxing and all that shit, we got to go into all of that shit.
Hour and a
Like the
half.
people that's upset.
Since I've been in here, you've been deflecting.
Okay, baby.
So, ma'am, who are you? Are you Quay? I'm not sure how to say your name.
Well, look, how you pronounce my name is just Keeks. I've been, and look, I'm not like, I know of like who the characters are in this little plot or whatever. I've been present for like a year and a half or whatever. I just wanted to say I've been up here for a while, and Tynesha, Tea Time with Ty, all she has done, and I'm not doxing her when I say that because it's on her books, all she has done is deflected and been manipulative. And then you have people who are in her age group who are not calling that out. I don't know how many times people have to say it. I don't know how many times people have to say what you're doing. Someone said that the only people you could teach are kindergartners. And that
I can't teach
that is true. Yeah, yes. you could teach preschoolers, anyone under that.
Yes.
But all you have done is deflected and been manipulative. Doxing is doxing.
It is.
You know what you like, but here's the thing. Doxing is doxing, right? It doesn't matter if you intended to do it or did not intend to do it.
Absolutely correct.
You could have gotten that person hurt or even worse.
And I thank God she did.
And then you went to her event. This is like this story is about character. This is about character at this point.
After we made amends. Yes.
I don't care. Well, did she know that you doxed her?
He did not. I should have told her.
No, yeah, see that. See, I caught you again. You can't keep doing that. Say, hey, I went to her event and she didn't know I doxed her. It's not that hard.
You're right.
It's not that hard. That's all I had to say. I heard that earlier about, it wasn't my intention. It wasn't my intention.
It wasn't.
It doesn't matter. If I drop a
technically it does matter because the definition the definition of it does matter though. The definition of doxing is malicious intent.
Go on you.
Proxy, let this happen. The audience need to see something.
It doesn't matter.
We made.
I know a person who was in prison because they pumed somebody, and it got charged as manslaughter. I hope I could say that. I'm sorry, I'm trying to use your language. I don't get your page taken down. Even if it's an accident, it's still a crime. That doesn't make puming somebody, no matter if it's an accident or not. It's still a crime if you are a mature and able adult. It is a crime. Even if you're a child and you know what you're doing. If you are able to, you know.
And that's why there's different tiers and charges.
That is what being.
That's why charges are different for different.
You don't have to explain that to me.
That's why you have manslaughter. That's why you have.
That's what I'm explaining to you.
Right?
That is what I'm explaining to you.
The intent does matter in the charges.
That is what I'm explaining to you. You still did something.
5 subscriptions.
You still did something. It does, and you knew what you were. You actually knew what you were doing after, because you went to the lady's event and smiled in her face.
It wasn't that I knew what I was doing after. Again, if I go there, I would then be justifying.
Somebody in the comments just said that nobody was harmed. Somebody could have been harmed. You put her address up there. You put her full name up there.
It was not her current address, ma'am.
Well, even if it was a form, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You don't know who's living there now. Those people could have been hurt.
You're right.
And you still put her full name up there. Her kids and grandkids and everyone else could have gotten hurt. No one is saying that. That this is real life. I understand you all are messy. It's messy TikTok, and this is a blog page and gossip. But this life is real. And I'm sitting here. I've been listening to a bunch of people in their 30s and 40s talk all day about how doxing isn't that serious, and blog pages. People get hurt for having stuff like that.
I didn't hear nobody say the doxing was unserious. I did not hear.
I'm up here lying now. Bloggers now. I'm gonna check you on that shit. Don't bring the bloggers and bloggers in this shit. Now I'm telling you, don't.
No, it's okay.
Hey, don't talk to me like that. I'm not going to take. I'm not going to. Don't talk.
Okay, well, don't take it then.
No,
yeah, I am going to take it there.
So hold on one moment. I'm not even gonna lie. So many points are being walked into right now. In this live, we made it clear that doxing was not okay. We said that T could have put her in danger. We said all those things, right? But we're also seeing from T perspective now, Miss
Keeks, I'm sorry. I should have been more. No, here, I could take accountability for that. I'm sorry. I should have been more clear. I'm saying in the comments.
Well, no, you're fine. So, Miss Keeks, are you a supporter of that show over there, the morning show?
No, I'm not. I'm not a supporter of that show. I'm a person that was on TikTok a while back. I was on here a little bit more. I'm not as much as anymore. I ran into people like Tea Time, Chef, and even Diamond. And Tea Time and I have had it. No. Let me say so. Tea Time and I have had it out.
No, we ain't had shit out. I don't even know you.
Different.
I don't know you, lady. You've been bothering me.
Ma'am, I'm talking. Shut your mouth. How old are you?
You're not going to talk to me like that.
How old are you? How old are you? Shut your mouth.
You won't talk to me like that.
Be quiet.
No,
You're
ma'am.
in your 30s.
Absolutely. I'm actually 42.
Shut up. Be 42. Quiet. You're in the wrong.
I won't. You're
in the wrong. And you know you're in the wrong. But here's the thing, what I want to say. I've spotted this in her character when I fell out with her.
What did you spot?
I spotted that in her. I fell out with her. I spotted this in her character a year and a half ago.
I ain't never known you, lady. How did we fall out?
I knew you to be the messy.
I am messy. I'm very messy.
That you are.
And that's why you keep watching me, because I'm messy.
And I'm not watching you. I don't know everything that's been going on.
You know a lot.
I just see on somebody else's live that they were talking about you. And I'm like, all this stuff happening, and here come this messy pig. Once again.
What's that got to do with you? What I done to you?
Once again. I do not care.
Okay.
Listen, I do have an issue with T, but here's the difference. I'm being direct about my issue.
You don't even know me, and you got
not how you were with Diamond. Not how you were with Diamond. You went to her gala in a dress.
I did. How do you know what I wore? You said you don't know me.
Like a fake ass person. Excuse my language.
It could be considered fake. I had no issue with her when I went to her gala. I had no underlying.
Did she know that you was on that page?
She didn't.
She did, and that's fake. Like I said.
I agree. That could be fake.
Hello.
Okay, I'm gonna let
I just have a
somebody
quick
else go.
question.
That's just, and I'm gonna, if I can I just stay up here for a little while? But I'm gonna
All
let
right,
other people go.
I just wanted to ask you a question.
Okay.
I just want to know, did you have this type of passion when people were being doxxed on Diamond's page? Did you go up there and have this type of passion about doxing? Did you
Sir,
say
I
any
just
of that?
told you I don't
Great
follow. I
question.
don't.
Great question.
Sir, I just
Where
told
do
you
I
I don't.
send
I'm not really
subscriptions? That's all
involved.
I
But
want
guess
to know.
what? If I was on that page and I was present, I would do the same thing because doxing is not a joke. I didn't know
Frankie,
until
tell
you
me how
doxed
to
me on
send
that side.
Next a
subscriptions.
question about doxing since we gonna go there.
You just hit the
Literally,
button.
Since doc,
I'm not that type of
okay,
follower.
let me
You
ask
can
this
send them out
question.
randomly.
I'm not that type of follower, but if you,
Since
hey,
we
I would go
know,
on Diamond's page and say, hey, if
okay,
there was any doxing on this page, you're wrong for it.
okay,
Any and
All right,
everyone is wrong for it.
okay.
Don't
So
do
Okay.
Blaze like that. You're
Okay.
trying
What
to lose the
HB?
just want
goalpost,
to make you
Blaze.
aware right
Blaze, you're
now.
her supporter, and you're
can
trying
I
to lose the
No, I'm
can I
goalpost.
not.
speak?
You are.
No, I'm not.
Don't do.
Can I speak?
I'm not Tanisha.
Ugh.
I hold everyone accountable.
Can I
I
Okay,
get
so
held
I would just
accountable.
like
Doxing is wrong.
I'm actually proud of your passion, to be honest with you. I'm just
Thank you.
saying
Thank
I'm
you.
making you aware right now that
Thank you.
T Time was doxxed on Diamond's
And that
panel.
was, and that's
So I will
wrong.
hope you. So I will hope you. I'm just making sure we keep the energy all the way around for everybody.
But,
That's all.
okay, we can do that. That if tea time was docked, that is wrong.
So let me ask a
Her,
question.
her
Let
kids
me
could
ask
be
a
hurt. Her
question.
grandkids could be hurt.
You're right.
That's wrong.
And it happened on her platform, and it happened before. Again,
Might want to come back, Keith.
let me ask a question.
Real quick, T. Real
Since I,
quick.
no, wait. Let me ask a question.
Hold on,
Since
real
that Pink
quick,
Panther
T. I
page,
want
and
to
we
say
didn't know who
something
was,
to you real
and we didn't
quick.
know who was
Luna, I
behind
know
it.
I need help.
Since
Do
we
you know
didn't know,
you need help?
oh my gosh. Since we didn't know who was behind that Pink Panther page, and
Were you behind? Who was
I let it
behind it?
go. I let it go, and I just started fresh, right? When I was doxxed, after that, after we made amends, after we were cool, after I've been to the event, why wasn't it? Because that would be more, and I'm not saying I wasn't tripping about it, but what would that mean? If it happened in a space where nobody said, hey, no, hell no, we're not going to do that over here. Hell no, we're not going to do that. And this is after everything was squashed. This is after everything was over with.
Oh, okay. Can I say something else too? I just want to show how Blaze, her, and a couple of the other
I
supporters
got the
just came
clip.
up here
If
and
y'all want me to roll the
moved
clip,
the
I can roll the
goalposts
clip.
because we were talking about how we were talking about you and how I sing this in your character a year and a half ago. And I got switched to, well, did you have this energy for Diamond? I'm not even, I was on Diamond's Live a couple of weeks ago and I didn't go on, I've only been on her live twice in a year and in a 2 years I followed her. I don't even watch her show. I can't really. Sometimes it's too much going on, and I'm already a hectic
Then
person.
maybe you should sit
Let's
this out
let's
then.
go to character.
No.
Because I'm not finna keep
Nene,
doing this
I
shit.
can handle this.
I'm not
I can
finna keep
actually
doing this
handle this.
shit.
I'm
I'm
doing
not
well
finna
this
keep
Sunday
doing this shit.
morning.
Let me point something out. Let's go into character.
Just take full accountability
Yes,
for
I'm
what
taking
you've
full
done.
accountability. I am.
For what you've done, you're
I
a
am.
messy
I
ass
am.
person.
I am. I've taken it. So let's go to
No, are
fucking
you a
character.
messy ass person or
Let's go to
not?
fucking character. Because today I can speak for myself.
So
But back
unfortunately,
then,
Willis had to come and get you. They paid to drop you with no final
but
words.
back then, no, I ain't had this energy, but I got it today. So let's go to character. Wouldn't a motherfucker sitting on the panel giving my motherfucking full address while I'm cool with a motherfucker cool with me, show that a motherfucker will put their hands in their lap and let shit go on and act like they don't see shit, act like they don't know shit, act like they ain't responsible for shit? Where motherfuckers, it shows where motherfuckers will do shit and you will let shit get done and be like, I didn't do that. That had nothing to do with me. It wasn't me. It's so funny. It's so funny because that's exactly what caused me to create the page in itself, because don't nobody want to see what was happening.
But
Don't nobody want to see what was happening. There was a lot of things. I'll do it myself today.
right,
Did I have
but
to do then? No.
this is why they saying that the apology is not standing, because if you feel so strongly still to this day, and we know what's been going on, and you have receipts of things, but if you're not going to put it all on the floor, that's why they saying that your apology doesn't matter.
I'm not
Because
gonna
you
put it all on the
still,
floor because I literally was trying to put it behind me because
right, but
it's
I'm
gonna
saying,
sit
but
there and it's gonna.
you still feel passionate about it, and then Diamond is still acting as if she did nothing, she had no parts to play in it, and
I feel passionate about what I feel, what I will fight for myself on the forefront today. I still wouldn't have made the page. I won't make a page today. That's why I apologize for making a page.
You understand what Proxy is saying, right?
right,
Yes,
but I'm
that's what I'm
saying if
saying.
you're gonna fight for, but I'm saying to this day, like we just said, that she allowed HB to do what she did after y'all were cool already. So if it's the passion behind it, and you do, and even if I'm not saying do it behind a fake page, I already said that I would, if I were you, I would have fought from my main page. But I'm saying if it just, that's why they're saying that the apology, like the apology. So maybe if you could clear up what you're apologizing for, not that you stood up for yourself, but that you did it behind the fake page. And then maybe
these
if
are
you
two
say that you
different
still
times.
feel right, but
Right.
I'm saying if you say that you were apologizing just for the fake page and doxing her, but then you stand on the fact that no, I do believe Diamond indeed was sending people to do the shit they did
I
to
do.
me.
I said that.
Right, and I'm saying that's maybe it's a better. I'm saying based off what people are saying, that's where the confusion is coming in. So that's why I want to point it out to you that that's what they're saying. So if you say I apologize for the fake page and doxing her, but to this day I still feel like she did what she did, and even after we squashed it and called the truth, she allowed me to be doxed on her platform. So I still feel the way that I feel, and then that will clear up why you're
I did
explaining
say
yourself.
that, and that's what I'm saying. I did say that, but people are using that as an excuse. That's what I'm trying to say. I did say I still feel like I was being attacked. I still feel like people were sending people at me. So what you're saying, I've been saying, and they're saying that I'm using as an excuse.
What I think is fair is that you did say remove the Pink Panther page off. You said that twice. Let's say the Pink Panther page had nothing to do with it. Prior to this and other than that, have you ever tried to come against Diamond with other people before?
Come against her with other people? No.
So was it an illusion or a figment of my imagination that Lower, you were a part of the team with Lower trying to tear down Diamond's page?
Nobody was trying to tear down Diamond's page.
No. So Angelina, what was said, and this was from the Diamond side of it, that T Time outed Lower and Evans about them trying to take down Diamond. That's what was
I
said.
never said that they tried to take down Diamond. I said they were told to go live because they were no longer allowed in Diamond's space. And they said they would go live. That was the plan, for them to go live so they could create their own space because they were no longer allowed in Diamond. I said they were rejects.
I ain't gonna
That's
lie,
what I
that's
said.
not how it was said. And I do have the clip for that.
That was how it was said by
Can
Diamond,
you
right?
play the clip, Bella?
That was what Diamond said, but that's not what I said.
But no, I'm not saying that's what you said. Diamond said that you only, with the moment you got mad with Lower and them is when she found out that they was going live and all that to pretty much hurt her platform.
Right, that's what she said.
So
I
there's
never
no
said
blog.
that.
See, so there, just to be clear, because you know these bloggers be on it, there's no proof or no evidence of you ever saying, and you want me to tell you the truth, Lower and them came just to kind of try to take down your platform.
Hell no. Hell no, ain't no blog that say that. Pull that blog up that I said that. Hell no, because that's not what I said. I said the purpose of them going live because they were no longer allowed in Diamond space. So they started their own live, not to take her place down. So the plan was, since there wasn't nobody else working, didn't nobody else have nothing to do, Lower go live because, no, everybody else was working, and Lower go live because he had his own, he didn't have a job. Not to take her down. That was never said to take her down. Play the clip.
Bloggers activate.
Bloggers activate now.
Yeah, I could say again, my part in that was one of the reasons why me and T were cool when she was on my platform, was things like that. I don't think that Lower's intentions was ever to take down Diamond. I do agree with T on that. It was because they lost their space to talk in. So that platform, from my personal opinion, because I also used to be over there with Lower and them when that platform started, was not to take down Diamond. It was the intent for the Red Pill men to still have their voice.
Right, Diamond said to take her down. That was never
That's sure not the narrative that was painted
by Diamond, right? Because I didn't say it.
Gotcha.
So yesterday I did ask
I
T.
understand what
I
you're
asked
saying,
T,
Bella.
did she really feel like Diamond was trying to sending people over there? And she said yes. So as everybody is pointing out, T, you find a character flaw in Diamond, but you still build rapport with her. So it's like
I found it here.
but one moment, if she's still saying she didn't do it, then that means you're saying blatantly she's a liar. So why even apologize if you're saying this is her character, this is who she is, she's a liar? What is it there to apologize for?
Because I still did something wrong.
So just so the audience understand what we're hearing, she said she apologized for using the fake page to air out her grievances, but
Yes.
her feelings are still her feelings.
I don't know why people are not getting that. Proxy just said it and everybody was like, clock it.
Well, and please forgive me because I'm in and out of church. Praise him. Praise her. You're saying that, hey, this woman has this character flaw. That's how I chose to handle it at this time. Diamond is saying I never had this beef with you. I never sent anybody over there. You're saying that me and this woman had this beef. She sent people over there. The issue does seem very one-sided. It seems like even some could say a delusion on your end where you thought this beef existed where it didn't. Because
This is what I was talking about.
one moment, but by your standard alone, but one moment, by your standard alone, anyone can accuse, but listen, by your standard alone, anybody can accuse anybody of anything and never show proof of it, but say with certainty, this person did that. I can say, oh, he did this to me, and he can go to jail for 50, 75 years, but I have no proof to support the claim.